And basically, the platoon slots will still do the same job as the platoons, but we will now have a company commander who will direct the platoons as well to help try and run down the numbers a little bit and make things work a little bit smoother. I'm going to read out the group names, as we've already got your reserve numbers, but when I read your name, I want you to just tell me what your numbers are, and that way it'll be a little bit quicker when I'm to do the type out. So with that, can I confirm TKP? Are you currently got 3? Okay, we'll come back to you. Anybody from the 2nd ORB here tonight? Okay, good start. 2 for 2. Task Force Griffin. How many of you guys got?
3.
3. Thank you. Armour Finland.
11.
TSB. Do we have anyone from TSB here tonight?
Should be 10.
10. Roger. Scandi Recon.
3.
AA.
7.
19th.
6.
CSC.
2.
29th.
11.
FK.
3.
15th.
1.
13th.
2 with 1 casting.
Tau.
6.
Zeus Community.
13.
242.
Excuse me. 3.
1RW.
Should be 8.
RS. RS were 4 last time I saw him. Anyone from TKP or the 2nd?
No.
Okay. Right. Go ahead.
If I'm not mistaken, TKP is now
Alright,
Tau.
let's see. Audio levels are all good.
No.
I thought that was
mistaken.
PLH and now Tau.
That's PLH.
And one correction for TSB, 1 dropped, so we're 9 right now.
Roger that.
Negative 10 at the moment.
Oh, he's back. Okay, never mind.
Let me now look at the multi.
Okay. Right,
I just
everyone wants to
added
make
a
sure
name
they're
to
out of
multi.
slots. No one should be slotting up just yet. And let's have a look. We're
Oh
looking
man, there's gonna
okay,
be a
20%
lot of streams to
for
come
advantage.
So we're not at cap?
We are not at cap, no. Our cap is now set to 150.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Ooh.
Woo. Yeah.
TSB,
Woo.
would you like to attack or defend?
Let's attack.
Okay, I believe that puts you on op 4. Yeah, let's get you guys on op 4. Would you like to have command?
No.
If you
Roger
want,
that. It's the third.
I know Barb's
29th.
coming
Let's
to
get you on
shout
blue
for
leadership.
EU, and I usually like to try to keep
We'll
the
defer
2,
for
but
now.
if you want, sure.
I guess.
Roger that. Armour Finland.
Alright,
let's
and
get
there's
you
Boston
on
getting back to me with
op
his.
4. Option for leadership.
We'll take it.
Roger that. Let's get Zeus Community on blue 4.
So many things to
Option
set up
leadership.
here since everything's done, you know,
okay.
last minute. That's okay. That's the world I live in.
Let's get 242 on blue 4. Option for leadership.
Alright, so let's look
get
back in here.
FK
They have
on
changed
op 4.
how they do platoon stuff, so
Let's
we'll
get the 15th
get with that.
on op 4. Let's get the 13th on blue 4. Let's get Tau on op 4. Let's get the 19th on blue 4. Option for
They've
leadership.
changed up how everything
No, thank you.
is sorted with numbers here, so we'll have to look into that.
Oh, 242 have taken leadership. Okay. Okay, but let's get the 19th on blue 4.
There's now 2 levels of command structure.
Let's get AA on blue 4. Let's get 1RW on op 4. Let's get Scandi Recon on.
I think
Hopeful.
that's his URL, but he's not giving it back to me, so we'll just go with
Let's
that.
get CSC on Opfor. Let's make sure we're all slotting up nice and quickly so we can cover these numbers and make sure everything is accurate as need to be. So when it comes to the end, I'll be individually slotting up the Centaur guys, or the guys who have no groups for anyone that's new. So let's make sure we're slotting up with our groups as fast as we can, so you make sure we don't get caught out and get put on another team for bouncing.
Yep, looks like I got
Let's
everything.
Get
So 13 people
RS
streaming this
on
one. That
Opfor.
should be more than enough POVs for you guys.
Let's get Task Force Griffin on Op4 as well.
And we'll go over how everything is. We got about 104 people on. There's 123 people in the TeamSpeak
Not yet at the
channel.
moment. We can get one to start up,
115
and we'll go from
in
there,
the
but,
TeamSpeak server. I'm assuming that
slotting
will
those
diffuse a
will
bit
be
more as we
certainly
go
for round one
through.
on Op4.
We'll have to see how things go. But for now, I'm going to
Anyone
drop it
from
down to
TKP
115.
And the
in the
second
title.
RB, if you are here, can you also go Op4, please? Are there any groups who have now not been slotted, other than Centaur?
Because I want to keep everything honest. But how's everyone
I don't know if
doing?
you slotted Cadians or not.
How many of you guys got?
Should just have 3 today.
But yeah, they've the previous
Let's get
server
you guys
cap
on top
a
four
few
as well.
weeks ago was up to 93, then they moved it to 125, and now today they're upping it to 150, but I don't think they're going to need it. However, I have heard that there are going to be a few groups joining within the next few weeks, especially on the NA branch, so that should be interesting.
Centaur. Let me get my words wrong there. Make sure that if you are not, that you make it clear.
So
in
that
the
number will
side
climb up
chat
to
so
about
we can interact with
115, 117. Actually, the TeamSpeak channel is getting a few more people up.
that. Okay, so let's have a look. 20% of 40 is 8.
And I guess Barb and Ice are
have
going to join
8
me for
over
shout.
on Op4. So, let's get Tom McCon, Op4, AP65, Op4. Asafagujikil on Op4, Danza, Blue 4, Debrit,
Actually,
4,
Malone, no, it's not.
Gubbin, Op4,
The server that they
Heckfly.
upgraded to came
Op4.
recommended. Ooh,
Lays,
well, mic glitch
Laysgen,
there. It came recommended by one of the
Blue 4,
Bohemia devs himself. So it was field tested last week, and it
Khaled
was really
on
well done.
Op4,
I think there's only been one
Misu,
desyncy
Op
Friday night
4,
fight I've shoutcasted in the past 2
Oddball,
months, so
Op4,
we'll see how things go. That wasn't one of my cables. That was, I think, Dingo's cable. He's one of the guys.
Hishma,
He's the guy organizing everything right
Op4,
now.
Rolo, Blue 4,
But yeah, that's why we have noise gates. So I'm
Sam,
pretty sure you didn't hear
Op4,
the level of ear rape I just did. Hopefully the
Blue
noise
4,
gate turned it down.
Tarn Folk, Blue 4, Victor Koak. Let's get you Op4.
Gonna go ahead turn off
and
my
Flash. Let's get you Op4.
TeamSpeak plug in there because I'm not gonna be in the TeamSpeak channel. But
So,
let's see, up for the
looking
20%
around, we need to make
advantage.
sure we have the
Let me also
platoon
note that
slots
in the
on
mission
both platoon
command.
sides loaded if you need people on both platoons. That's something for the company commanders to currently be checking out whilst we're getting the slotting all sorted. But don't worry about managing it just yet, that can come under your minute. So let's have a look. Okay, everyone is now slotted, and there is roughly a 20% advantage. Okay, with that in mind then, Indigo Fox.
Yeah, Splash, it's also a Zeus slot that can lag things out past, you know, in the triple digits. But because there's no Zeuses and there's no... Oh my god, Larry, god fucking damn it.
Okay, Indigo Fox, you've got one starting now.
Since this is only players and spectator slots, the frames are actually really well condensed. And I mean, there's Russian servers out there that have in the, like, you know, 200s for PvP ops, so I'm hoping we can possibly climb Friday night fights up there. And
my dude, so that
Larry there, he likes to give away subs. He started this trend, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? It was 2 weeks ago, if I remember the ops correctly. So if you got a sub from Larry, make sure you thank him. Larry, you're not making me cry again.
Yeah, sure.
But
Get a
regardless,
full
make sure
platoon
you
all the way
thank
forward.
Larry if you got a sub. I hope you all keep enjoying the
Roger
ops.
that,
I hope you're
fantastic.
enjoying the Friday
Fear,
night fight
you've got 1 minute
streams.
on the clock.
I hope you're all staying safe among
Okay.
COVID,
First platoon
and
is looking
I
pretty okay.
hope you get a kick out of
Missing a
this one.
platoon sergeant, it's not a problem.
Now, another real
Bravo
quick thing I will
squad
say
is
as
missing a
Severe
squad
edits
leader
his Op
in
4
first
platoon is now there's a company
Not
section,
sure if that's
and
going
then
to be an issue
platoons
since
have
team
3
leader
squads
should
tied
have
to
an
them.
appropriate radio device.
And then after those, we
It's
have
looking okay. A second platoon. Jesus Christ, you guys have taken
down to
some
vehicle
written
assets.
casualties from indirect fire. It looks like because it's almost empty. But I think we can.
So they're trying to upgrade
no
their
problem.
roster to
No, I
handle,
have the
you know,
stuff.
more and more
I
people
think we're good.
because they were getting pretty much full last week.
Okay, that is fantastic. You guys are both there. Let's go to our first briefing, shall we?
Oh, right, shit.
Denied.
Almost forgot to add the FNF command. If you guys want to come in and join in any of the operations today, do exclamation point
Thank you
FNF.
very
They
much.
always accept
Right.
randoms.
Thank you.
Go
guys,
to basically
guys.
links their
Thank you for
Discord. You
coming
can
along.
go
It's good
to
see good numbers again.
get their mod
115
set.
so far tonight, so that's fantastic to see.
and you can show up in the
Thank
later
you
EU
to
rounds
everyone
or the
who's come and joined in our Patreon.
NA
The
rounds in,
numbers are going up
5
steadily,
hours.
and it's really great to see so many people taking active support in our community. We'll be doing shout outs for the
How do you join the TSP part of it? You have to
contributors
talk to
from the
Iceberg.
start of next month.
Iceberg
if you'd like
manages
to
the
be one of those and
TSB
have that list,
section, but
feel free
we're
to
only
go
allowed
onto
to
our
bring 10
Patreon
people at a
and
time
feel free
because of
to,
how
support
full
us
it
in our
is. So
cause to give
you're
them a
better off
daily
joining as a random, especially since they
as
up
we load in tonight,
up to the
I believe we've
amount
got a
of
lot
people on the
uplink
server.
going
So
on this week, so enjoy that. If you are streaming, make sure you send your Twitch links to Lance Corporal Liru so we can sort out his multi-Twitch as he usually does. And for all of those who are new, good luck tonight, and make sure you're familiar with the rules.
Did he really just say simp?
Okay,
Aye,
as
aye, aye.
everybody loads in, who is our first maker?
So I like to jump down to casting couch early unless I don't understand the brief. This is a classic we see in Friday night fights. Did you just say simp as after he talked about the multi, you piece of shit?
Yeah.
Bruh, don't interrupt. Don't interrupt. Because now I have like 3 more multis to deal with here.
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
See, he insults me every step he gets.
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
Okay, I'm sorry for the dead air. This guy, I think, already sent me his.
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
No, he didn't. Okay.
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
Alright, there's one more. Alright, so, let's see. Things already been eaten here. I'm gonna have to fight against my own voice talking about Goat Team 6. I'm gonna hit P and J, because I always forget which one activates the tracers, so we can see where people shoot at each other and where, grenades get thrown. But anyway, here are our static 50 cals. 2 have shields, 2 do not. Interesting. I can't tell if these ones are RHS and these ones are, oh yeah, no, those are interesting. You can tell because of the open top box. And then we've got the 2 different Humvees, 2 trucks. I need to edit that in the command then.
And then you guys as BTRs.
Send in Goat
Let's see, 4 transport Humvees, 2 trucks.
I'm curious to see how they're going to utilize
Send
their
in
MIAs.
Goat Team 6.
Turn the music down a
They don't have a large
touch,
area to play with.
and we'll go with that.
What
All right.
Boofer has as far as AA.
Send in Goat Team
So guys,
6
let's first talk about the changes to the roster. They made everything a little different, so now we see a lot more different numbers here. First off, there is now a command role. Command is a actually like team size element, where I believe they have, looking at the roster here, more grenadiers now based off of the command group. I'm seeing the top 3 guys in there all have some sort of grenadier rifle, and then they've got the group medic. But now I believe in platoon HQ, they have marksmen in each platoon HQ. So nowadays we might start seeing more marksman rifles in every operation. I'm trying to find an example of a second platoon here, but I don't think anyone's taken. Actually, we do have it with Op4. We've got, yep, 2 marksman rifles. So basically a marksman rifle has been given to every platoon. So we're going to see 2 marksmen nowadays instead of 1. So that's an interesting change on development right there. But now it's command element, then platoon, then 3 squads of infantry, and then another platoon, another 3 squads of infantry. I don't know what the weapon squad differentiation is to the regular infantry there, so we'll be looking through the roster to try to find that. And then vehicle crews will start proceeding as G elements, and pilots should be H now from the looks of things.
Send in Goat Team 6.
A little update. I don't know if you read the notes for Phoenix or any of that, but so pretty much they've increased the amount of service slots to facilitate the balance between having an attacking and opposing side. So Blue 4 has the 20% disadvantage. So having 150 service slots to be able to.
If you got a sub, make sure you thank Larry.
That we had an issue last Friday.
Yep, because they were hitting the cap for that one roster.
They're able to facilitate that, and then on top of that, with the second platoon, it allows 1 platoon gets the machine gun team and 1 platoon gets the AT team. So they're diversifying that a little bit, and helps with that.
Yeah, so you say that, but I'm looking, it looks like Charlie for platoon 1 and Foxtrot for platoon 2 have the, they both have a machine gun team and an AT team. Because looking at Charlie 1, so Charlie 1 has the PKP, for example, and Charlie 2 has the RPG 32, so maybe it'll just be diversified in there, so just means there's going to be more powerful assets per team, and, you know, that should help kind of make things a little more chaotic here. But I am liking that we have, you know, a lot more attack-based vehicles here. We've got the gunship version of the MIH just with no pylons. That means they have 2 machine guns on the sides, which are, I believe, 7.62 based. Yeah, 1 out in the rear and 1 up on the left side. Yep. Actually, no, they're both doors have the machine gun, then they've got 1 on the rear. And then the Venom gunship Blue 4 is going to be fielding. How is that armed here? 249s. Looks like it's both sides are being crewed. Interesting.
Or 240s.
Oh yeah, 240s is the 7.62, right? The big black dick of freedom. Gotta remember. So I think it's also kind of funny. The 4 statics they were given, 2 are vanilla with the front plate, and then 2 are RHS, because you can tell because the open ammo box is the RHS one. The closed one is vanilla, or with it slightly open. So that's just a nice little detail that was given. But for terminal defense here, we don't see any 1 terminal slot activated. The terminals are specifically marked, so Op4 is going to know where they are. I'm curious to see. This one is set to sequential?
Yes.
Usually it's marked differently when it's sequential, but alright, so they'll have to. That's fair. Tweeting in the Valley is the name. That's pretty funny. But yeah, no, Compound 1 I see used in ops all the time. It's got a really good perimeter wall. There's a lot of places you can hide infantry in the vineyards. The weakness, though, is to the southwest. It does have a few hills that do get some pretty decent overwatch on, since Op4 is fielding 2 marksmen. That could be pretty nasty for Blue 4 if they decide to push those up. Same with if they put the BTR 80s up here. I'm going to try to... I'm looking at Blue 4 right now, all their AT guys. I'm seeing...
I see a Gustav, and that's the best one I see.
Yeah, so that means their Mat team guys have Gustavs here. Yep, I see one in Charlie by Grums, and then the rest of their AT's AT4 based. But you gotta remember, if that Gustav has his assistant, he gets 6 rockets, which should be more than enough to take on the BTRs of Op4. Even then, I'll be curious to see how the air fight goes, but I don't really understand. Go ahead, Barbarian.
Well, I was just going to say, I checked out the hills around Compound 1, and there's so much foliage in between the hills and the compound, or inside the compound, that I don't think marksmen...
We might, Nat.
The 2 marksmen for Op4 are going to be able to do much here. Just no good position from what I can see, except for maybe a few keyholes, but nothing really commanding.
Well, you never know. I mean, you gotta also understand marksmen aren't just for combat, they're also really good for reconnaissance. So if they notice a lot of movement on one side of this compound, that can then be deferred to Op4 elements so they know where to put the machine guns and start suppressing to try to box them in that spot. And then once movement starts happening after that suppression, then the marksman can pick people off.
That's a good point.
But, I mean, Terminal Site 1, pretty decent area. It's got its own perimeter, got a lot of places for concealment. Can be sighted off a little easily here. Terminal 2, we got a big hill right next door, which honestly to me just screams a good LZ for a helicopter, but that's right in the middle of Blue 4's AO, so that's a bit of a trap. We have a big ridge on the right side, which is in the field of play, so potentially having Op4 send a squad up here with machine gun teams to come up and suppress wouldn't be a bad idea, but it's basically a little hamlet area. A few buildings, some buildings on the outside, their own internal perimeters with walls. That could be an interesting kill zone. And then Site 3 is just that one spot which is the closest to the northwestern cave system, which is also in the AO. I just don't see how Op4 would be able to field anything around with how small the map is, but they could potentially, because the that wide flank all the way on the left for Op4, I mean, they could put a chopper up here and then run the infantry down this cave system, all those trees, blocking concealment. A few gaps, though, if Blue 4 were to watch it, they might be able to see it coming. But, you know, with this nice little entrance right here, they could get right on top of Terminal 3 and have a really nice concealed way in with a little bit of cover from the tree line. But it is uphill, and Blue 4 might be able to spot that. So I think really we're going to just see Blue 4's chopper playing defense for any Op4 choppers that might try to divert Op4 units behind the front line. But for this AO, it does feel a little cramped, but we'll see how things go. There's going to definitely be a lot of long-range engagements between machine guns just because of all the openness, especially going up to Area 1. If I was in Op4's shoes, I would try to find a concealed way to maneuver to Terminal 1. There's a few routes you can take, looking at it from the sky, such as the direct western route. We got a nice patch of trees going up. Again, that hill to the southwest for some good overwatch, and then there's plenty of positions they can put machine gunners in the open to shoot upwards, but this solid perimeter wall, combined with it being uphill and the vineyards adding to concealment, it will make it a little tough to get some good firing angles from afar, unless they come around in between Terminal 1 and Terminal 2, but we'll just have to see how Blue 4 deploys here. Speaking of, looks like they're already sending a few people around. We got Stray Dog going over with Dingo. They're going to try to get an overwatch position on the ridge. That's really good. We've got Alpha Squad going to Terminal 2, Bravo going to Terminal 1, and then the rest of the forces staying put. You guys see anything interesting?
We got a few forces already pre-positioning at Terminal 1.
Venom is the Huey, yes.
And then where they have all of Bravo.
They said it was a Venom, but it's
looks like
it's just a regular Huey.
Screen going just for the
Venom usually implies it's the silver one.
As to what Bravo's doing, they got one of the static 50s with the shield with them though, so they're obviously going to place that up to try and cover, I guess, the southwestern approach to Terminal 1, which is the way I would try and come in. However, like you said, that vineyard, trying to get through that if they have a machine gun team set up, yeah, the wall plays both ways, but it really just depends, do they plan on coming through the front gate because that's going to be guarded.
I mean,
and they can still build trenches too.
Yeah, and
they added grad trenches this week.
Exactly. So with grad trenches added, not only does it allow different and bigger trench options, but you can put camouflage. So the positions might be slightly harder to spot, but that's to be seen.
So what I will bring up here, actually, hold on. What I will bring up here is the corners of this compound. It's actually really easy just to put a dude or two on these corners and look at the perimeter wall to watch if people try to jump up. And then, you know, the main entrance. I mean, wow, they just put a fortification on that, but they put it on...
Friday, and it was my birthday 2 days ago.
Why did they put it that way? They should have put it the opposite way so they could climb on that. That makes no sense. What? Hey, Op4, come climb on this thing and shoot us from within the compound.
So
Jeez.
what I think they're going for...
Anyway, Larry, happy birthday, man. I hope it was okay. Thank you for the 50 spot.
Rules, you have to have, you know,
I appreciate
at least
it.
one entrance into a compound.
Seriously, man, everything you've done for this month, it's really helped me out.
And there's even holes
so I can't thank you enough. I hope your birthday was great. Hope you enjoyed everything, man.
Is correct. If they could put someone
and I hope you get a kick out of this stream of Friday Night Fights.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And yeah, I was just concerned about that blocking entrances rule, but it seems you're more familiar with it than I am.
But
still, though,
yes,
I feel
the
like...
way that they play,
I do feel like that is.
Turned it around.
I feel like this is a block entrances violation, to be perfectly honest. But the thing that Op4 might not realize with grad trenches is they could build a trench right next to this wall, get on top of the trench, and that would put their head up over the wall with their gun to shoot at people. And I'm not sure if Blue 4 is going to realize it, because if they only have one squad defending this site, that's a lot of perimeter wall to cover. So if Op4 picks a really cheeky spot, like let's say they want to breach in from the eastern entrance on the northeastern side, that corner, they could put a fence, a trench down, like right on the corner and poke their head up. And if someone's trying to watch that wall, that gun's gonna go over. And if the Blue 4 guy's fixated on that entrance, that's an easy headshot and then pull away. The issue with it though is Op4 is gonna poke their head up over the wall, and you know that's the one thing Blue 4's got to hit to get an insta kill with their guns. So it's a risky both ways, but I'd love to see it play well for either side.
I would say, oh, it looks like they're using the Humvee as a booster now.
Are they gonna climb on the Humvee and just shoot down the entrance?
I think they're trying to knock down the trees.
Well, if you look inside the building in there, they moved it. They were trying to put that static 50 cal in the center top floor window. However, they weren't accounting for that statue being in the way. Exactly.
So just move it on the window to the left.
Yeah, that's what I would have.
No. But if you look out that window, then you have the two trees in the way, which is why they were trying to knock over the trees. Oh, that's funny.
No,
I'd say
just a big brain play. No, the Red 4 is going to come up. They're going to be baited in with the ramp, hop over the wall, and there's going to be two machine gunners on either side as soon as they drop down. Just pieces.
So we got some guys that have actually set up a few defenses over that obvious LZ position I talked about, and it's got really good eyes on everything, so that's a good call right there. We've got Charlie kind of flanking around. I don't really see that many people playing direct defense, rather it's just making Overwatch positions.
Alpha seems to be in a pretty good defensive and Overwatch position. They've got their bunker fortifications up on the hillside.
Yeah.
And so on. I see those being easily suppressed by the BTRs really quick, however. And then if you look at
shit, the mission started.
Charlie is now pushing up the mountain to try and get Overwatch on the top. But it seems like there's, like, in each actual position, there's not that many forces on the terminal, like the devices.
So Mountain might have just lost connection. He was the guy in charge of the pilots. He was gonna fly the Venom, but he I didn't see a disconnect though, so it's probably just a lag spike. But the MI8's already taken off. One's taken off without crew. The other looks to have taken off, and it also is solo, so they're just going to use those for feint attacks and harassment.
They have replaced Blue 4's Huey. Since the Mountain is crashing out inside of that other one, they have replaced it.
Yeah, so that's unfortunate, getting disconnected right at safe start, so someone else is going to have to fly that Huey to ward off the MI8s. But I see the MI8s, they are going for some feint landings going off in the corners. But because Blue 4 doesn't have their helicopter up to see that, they're not going to buy those feints.
Yeah, I don't think they know that the MI8 went up there now.
Mm-hmm. And if they had their gunship go up, then they would have noticed probably, because, you know, it's easier to find those. But now I think the one MI8 that went to the left noticing it wasn't followed, it's coming back around to try to get some scouting information on Area 1. And then everyone on Area 1 is just kind of standing outside chilling. So there's even some flares going off.
I think it was just precautionary. I didn't see any AA capabilities for Blue 4.
Well, I think it's more of, I think you're just trying to get their attention, you know?
That's a good way to grab attention, especially if you have people running blast cores. The flares are extra bright.
Yep. You gotta remember, Barb, it's all about the mental game, too, and the target fixation. If you got too many people looking in one direction, it's very easy to sneak a strike team in the area that they're not looking at. We've seen that time and time again in FNF.
It's definitely worth taking note of where Charlie 1 is, up on top of that mountain. They got 240 up there. And...
So BTRs... Yeah, BTRs are going up in that Overwatch position I talked about earlier for place 1. Looks like they're having one guy dismount with a long range to try to give a situational report. Looks like TSB's actually fielding the BTRs.
They've crewed both BTRs.
And we have the rest of Op4's element flanking around on the far right and deploying in Chapoy.
And I believe they might have already been spotted by Blue 4's Charlie team up on the tail.
Yeah, because we do have one, a lone AT guy pushing up on his own, maybe to get some closer scouting data here, but we also have to be aware that Charlie, at least their leadership element, does have a marksman up here on the hill, and I think I do see binos looking right at where Op4 is deploying, so Blue 4 knows where they're coming early on. That could really help them out. It looked like they were sending the gunship over to investigate, but it looks like it's breaking left instead.
Not sure if it's worth pointing out the difference between having grad trenchers or not, but if you look at Alpha's position, they have a trench next to one of their bunkers, and you can barely even tell that it's there if you're more than 20 meters out.
Oh, yeah, definitely. The camo that those trenches add, I mean, it's really nice.
And there's an MI8 flying right over them.
Again, flaring to get their attention. He's trying to draw out those HMGs to start firing at him, but Blue 4 is not bulging here. Or is it budging? You know what I mean. I'm bad with English. Yeah.
I mean, usually you want things to be bulging.
Now here we go again, you and your perverted jokes.
Hey,
I do love how Dream is on the entrance of Terminal 1. He has climbed on top of his Humvee, and he has his head perfectly fascinated right there to get shot in the face. Yeah. I don't think he's going to get shot in the face, but, you know.
That's a good way for them to utilize that Humvee, though. I'm glad to see that, that other people know how to do this kind of stuff. Now, I'm curious to know what Op4 is going to do with that reverse HESCO barrier there, though.
Which squad is Zeus? I don't know. I can
both of the BTR commanders recon.
I can look that up for next round. Beagles.
They're all just staring at Terminal 1 trying to figure something out.
But let's look at Blue Charlie here. If any of these names you recognize, I know Olaf's FK though.
This two-man team.
But I know
Arma
Arma Zeus, that community, they brought in a lot of people. So I'm gonna look through the roster here.
Nope, only one of them is.
All right, now we're having one of those 50 cals firing at one of those MI8s. They're B squad, B for Blue 4, Op 4.
I will be right back.
These people, or I guess it's B then, because they have the most 4. Yeah, Blue 4. All right. Yeah, if you guys have notice this Blue 4. If you guys want, like, if you're from a group that represents an FNF and you want me to look for them, let me know and I'll find it.
1, they're taking up that high ground, trying to get eyes on that position that we talked about before.
We got a gunship flying over to the left, MI8, trying to get weapons.
Oh, and I had to step in for a second as well. It's your show.
Have fun, Barb.
I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, so the gunship is definitely following this one MI8. We got another MI8 going off on a different tangent here. Still only has 2 guys in it. Again, trying to bait out a feint, but now you got Blue 4. Nope, that gunship is starting to engage the MI8. It flew right on top of Op 4's major force here. Scan your recon, also part of Op 4.
Did I miss anything interesting yet?
Other than the helicopters trying to kill each other, nothing much. We got another...
Spotted. The HMG is now lighting up Fred up here on the mountain, I believe.
Yep, let's see. This is... Fred is one of the Op 4 marksmen. French going with him as, I believe, a medic. Interesting use of force right there, but if Blue 4's Charlie team gets wind of this, they could get on a good sniper position and take that team out. But it looks like they're reconning for the entire platoon. I'm seeing a major force now going up to the same ridge that sniper team's being engaged on.
They might have thought that MI8 up there just dropped off a bunch of people.
Possibly. But helicopters flying over Op 4's position again. I mean, this is also giving that Blue 4 helicopter some good spotting details on this Op 4 movement. I'm willing to bet they definitely saw one of these transport trucks in the open, so now they know where some of Op 4 is, which is a little worrisome. Blue 4 Charlie, meanwhile, redeploying, could potentially see these Op 4 guys. I think they are going to try to set up a firing vector, but I do see some with binos out. I think they're going to try to confirm the location of Op 4's force here. But it's also a matter of which sniper team is going to spot the other. We also have a 240 Bravo up here. Might try to line up a firing solution as well and deliver some nasty enfilading fire. Trying to look for where the Blue 4 marksman is up here. There actually might not be one. Yeah, no, I don't see one up here. It was just a machine gun team. Oh, now you're seeing some fire going out. We got French knocked out. Fred trying to roll away. If Blue 4 could capture that marksman rifle, it would be really, really good for them. Trying to hit Fred as he crawls away. French got double tapped a few times, unlikely to wake up. And as I say that, he wakes up. Fred now trying to fire back, and a torrent of fire from Op 4 coming up, knocking out the 240 gunner for Blue 4. At the very least, Blue 4 now knows of the massive Op 4 push coming up here. And we're also having the gunship fly over. Might actually try to provide some assistance. And now Fred has been knocked unconscious. And the gunship's flying overhead, firing at a machine gun team that is Scandy Recon that was firing up at Charlie's position. Right now, this is the only major combat here. We do have a few people firing back and forth. It looks like that's a rifleman firing at a BTR-80. Because the BTR-80s have pulled around and they're trying to snipe targets that they can find at the Terminal 1 site. So yeah, hearing that heavy fire from that 14.5 millimeter. We have a rifleman firing back. That's so cute. But so far we have one guy in Charlie that's died. I think that was no, it was a rifleman part of that 4-man group, and no one else has gone down so far. So time-wise, Op 4's got a little bit of time they need to make up here, but so far it's still anyone's fight. Ooh, hot damn. All right, Enzio came up, gotten a one-on-one with Spring. Spring is unconscious, but Enzio got hit up quite a bit there. Now, looking at these rifles real quick, looks like Op 4 is, if they've got AK-74s, usually they're given a plum magazine, so that's an easy way to tell for Friday night fights. Enzio, meanwhile, coming up, trying to get the double tap. No, that's Epu coming up to make sure, but that's another few hits that went on Spring. Now you're having more Op 4 guys come around. Another Blue 4 death was just caught. And Op 4 is going to take control of this ridge. I'll be curious to see how the other Charlie Weapons team does to respond to that. But now you're seeing a lot of long-range engagements going on. Op4's other force in the town of Chorizo is engaging the Alpha bunker position up on the top. You're still seeing long-range engagements between the BTRs and the Terminal 1 defense site. Also, Bravo 1 has one of those vanilla HMG machine guns. They're reloading a box right now, and I think they're trying to snipe the crew out of the BTR because that 50 cal can penetrate. Ice, you got anything good?
Well, I'm just looking at the keyhole M2. I think you just spotted that one as well.
Yep.
Other than
That's
that, we got the helis chasing each other and more combat up on the hill.
Yep.
Charlie 1 of Rob
no.
Blue Fort just got wiped.
Oh no, hold on.
What?
SLG, I think you might be trying to put the M2 on top of the Humvee.
I told you they were gonna do something like that!
If they do that, I feel like it's gonna Arma and just
Well, yeah, no, so what they gotta do is they gotta put it next to the Humvee, he's gotta climb on top of the Humvee, go prone, and then he can carry it, and then he can scroll wheel it up, and then put it on top of the Humvee. If he puts it below the Humvee, he could potentially armor the turret and armor the vehicle, and become a spaceman.
The world's first space marine.
Amazing.
He just loaded it into the Humvee. Oh, so they might be packing up and getting ready to leave.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Okay, yeah, that makes a bit more sense.
It appears Red 4 might be stealing one of Charlie's Humvees, but one of the guys is throwing grenades at friendlies.
I think he meant to throw a smoke because I'm seeing some other smokes getting popped. Again, it's the other Charlie team that was up there exchanging fire. Looks like some of those Charlie guys are coming down. We got some others that are pushing up again to try to harass. But they're just, one of them is the marksman Stray Dog, so he could try to get some snipes up in there. We also have one Blue Force survivor. It's Goatland with the 240. He could do some pretty nasty damage with that thing, if need be. But right now, Op4 needs to really just try to push a group in to test the waters here. They're doing a lot of long-range engagements here and there, but so far, they're not really making any progress to the terminal sites. But we are seeing B1 for Op4 starting to test the waters here to push up, because they've got a lot of guys. It's really awesome battle line going in the back they've been using to suppress Blue 4 up in that bunker. Because yes, that bunker was a good position, but it's also really easy to spot and then just harass with a bunch of dudes.
There we go. Now they're suppressing Alpha's position up on the hill.
Yep. I saw that with the machine gunner and the helicopter.
And the BTRs are getting some good crossfire in over there as well.
Yep, good enfilading fire. That way, if Blue 4 takes cover from one direction of fire, they could be engaged from the other, but most are staying in the bunker itself to keep them concealed. I think it's interesting, though, the MI8s have gotten together in the back, and they're going to do a flight together as that Blue 4 helicopter is still roaming around looking for him. So I think that Blue 4 helicopter could run into an issue against two MI8s. Meanwhile, Goatland came back up and mowed down a shit ton of Op4 guys. Killed one, knocked three unconscious. I mean, that's what you wanted to look for here. Goatland might notice. Oh, no! Unfortunately, he doesn't notice Pejedu wake up, and he gets him. Pejedu is streaming, by the way, on the multi. Go ahead, Barb, sorry.
Well, no, I was just like, he just did a completely amazing feat right there. Getting 4 down and killing, just one of them. They're gonna get the other guys back up, but...
Yeah. With Friday night fights, you always want to have that positive KD because, you know, with 120 people maneuvering around, you're not going to kill them all. You're not going to be that one Audrey Hotto that gets 21 kills in a round, all right? That's rare as fuck. So your best bet is to just, you know, get your kills in and then get killed and then enjoy the rest of the show, you know?
I guess. I will say, I'm liking what Red 4 is doing. They're using the 2 BTRs as to pin down all of the infantry on Terminal 1.
Yay, massive amounts of armaments. Right on, Millennium, thanks for the 22-month resub. Hope you keep enjoying the ops. Hope you get a kick out of this. Stay safe from COVID.
Makes Blue 4 half as effective.
Yeah, I think with this massive Op4 force here, especially with how they kind of started enveloping Terminal 2, it does cut off the second terminal site. Iceberg told me that this has to be done in order, but...
That's what they said in brief, but I think you're right. It doesn't look like it, because there will only be one mark on Terminal 1.
Exactly, like that would be encircled. I think Op4 will be focusing on attacking that instead, because there's no point of attacking Terminal 2 without having Terminal 1 taken first, you know what I mean? So I think that was just a misspeak on,
Oh, the MI8 pilot just got shot out. Or someone in it just got injured.
Yeah, I see a medical symbol on it. I think that was the gunner. Nope, that was the pilot.
That was the pilot.
Beautiful snipe by Blue 4 there. So now 1v1 wise, looks like the Huey gunship is getting close to the other MI8. It's got an advantage. It's above it. I also see it making a slight left turn. Might try to do an engagement here.
Alright, I believe we got someone from command.
I think it was Martin.
Trying to smoke out Alpha's position. The smoke went a little bit far.
Yep. Oh, the Clark. Yeah, he's the guy that went up on his own, I guess trying to do scouting. He just got mowed the hell down, threw a smoke grenade outside. I guess he was trying to wait for Op4 to push on by. But now we see some guys at Terminal 2 shooting guys at the Op4 group coming in. And there goes the Clark getting double tap there.
Oh, and the MI8 just got shot down by the Huey.
Nice. All right, so
That's both of them down.
now the Blue 4 Huey can focus on doing flybys of Op4 Force and just suppressing them. But with that job done, that's the main focus of what that Huey needed to do. So Blue 4 having the air superiority advantage now. And we're also seeing some Blue 4 guys shooting at a dismount from the other MI8 crash and killing him as well.
Oh, wow, yeah, that's a decently ranged shot. That's not
Yeah.
bad.
So I'm going to be curious to see how Blue 4 fields that Huey now, where they decide to put it, but they got to be careful because they can also easily be shot out of it.
Yeah, it definitely seems like the obvious move to try and harass the enemy infantry coming in. But I feel like they can also use it to keep tabs on the BTR.
He did it again!
Find out if they move, where they're going, and just keep tabs.
This is what I love catching. Ooh, Grenadier round going over. So Danzer in Terminal Site 2, he just fragged his position twice. I guess he's trying to get the attention of the machine gun on him because I've been seeing him getting shot at by a PKP for the past few minutes. And Op4 now doing a massive push here, though. They got to be careful because there's doing a lot of movement over open fields. If someone in Alpha were to come out and start shooting into the open, they might be able to get a few free kills there.
And Bravo's fallen back out of Terminal 1. They've completely given it up. Lucius is he's trying to get back in. But other than that, they've completely abandoned it.
Terminal 1's completely abandoned words. And it is worth mentioning, Red and French both survived their first contact.
Yep. By the way, Elias was a squad leader for the massive push going in. He was the one holding a smoke grenade. A Grenadier round came in, and then two other sides of Blue 4 from Terminal 2 started shooting at him. He is dead now. But that kind of goes to show you don't want to really be moving through these open fields because you're just going to get picked off.
He was opening fire on top of that.
If they had one AT person, like Blue 4 one AT person to that building down there.
Oh yeah, because it's already injured, right? But you gotta also remember all the AT in Friday Night Fights is either
even a heat round will definitely mess him up.
Yeah, but it doesn't do a lot of damage that you would think. Now we have seen a few times Op4 has been given OG HE rounds, which do absolute havoc to the opposing team. But otherwise, general HEAT doesn't do much. But we do have an Op4 push coming up to this bunker. However, I don't mean to play favorites, but we have T5 Bay up here for Blue 4, and he is very good at CQB fights. But if he gets the jump put up on him, it could be over. But I think he sees Op4 coming up. Unfortunately, Op4 sees him. Gets quite a few shots in the blade there, throws a grenade. It's going to roll down. That was a smoke, actually.
Huey is still circling around the mountain. It needs to start getting some kills. Their friendly infantry is going to get...
Ooh, but Montgomery and Dooley coming around to do a flank here. Op4 is trying to cover them, though, but they're neck and neck. Dooley's going to sight 10 Patrick here. Gets a drop. Let's see if Montgomery sees Blade. Blue 4 accidentally throwing a grenade over to their friends' positions here. But now Montgomery and Dooley, they're taking a lot of fire from the base group down there, but getting a free kill and pulling back, that's not too bad. But I am also starting to see a lot of Blue 4 guys getting dropped. in the process, so Blue 4 might have to abandon this position in a bit. Actually, it looks like they're already going for it. Bay just took a nasty marksman shot there.
That was a good marksman shot. From
Yeah, definitely.
Gastel's now providing some covering fire.
Bay getting knocked out from the marksman fire. And Gastel, another guy on the multi, he's firing over Bay to try to stop that Op 4 advance right on their position so they have time to pull back. I don't know where they're pulling back to, though. I guess they're going to regroup with Bravo and possibly push back to AO3 or try to make a stand at AO1. But those BTRs are being a big issue. What did Blade just do?
He was trying to climb into...
Oh, yeah, no, because you can enhance movement. You can enhance movement into the bunker that way, but I think it glitched and put him on the rooftop instead. He just got dropped, so that was a little bit of a miskey for him there. Not even a miskey, just Arma decided to screw him there. But look at this massive Op 4 force you're going to push up to try to take Terminal Site 2 here.
I think we're having some friendly fire between the Red 4 in the trees and Red 4 on top of the mountain.
Yeah. It's a little bit of miscommunication there. Bay getting shot at by Blue 4, though, because he gave away his position with that machine gun. Getting shot at by Drake and Raul. I believe Raul is also streaming. No, I don't think he is. Never mind. But yeah, he just got the drop on Bay. But if Blue 4 with that handful of guys can get a lot of licks in on Op 4, that's all they need to, you know, keep it repelled.
Yeah, they're not going to leave their men behind. If they do, then that's, you know, 2 for every person. 1 for the down person and 1 for the person trying to get them back up.
I still don't get why Bravo has this fortification area here when it like, I don't see anything strategic about it. You know what I mean?
For some reason, Danzer and Ballad have decided to blind themselves by launching flares on their position.
It looks like
it's because they're getting Op 4's attention.
There we go. Red 4 is redeploying the BTRs to the other flank.
Yeah.
And, I think they're trying to get them to kill the Huey, because they're on both sides now.
No, I think that was just luck of the draw of the Huey's flight path, but they are firing up at that Huey. 14.5mm will easily penetrate into the cockpit and kill the driver, or at least wound him, but Huey doing a good job keeping a few hundred meters above the ground, doing a lot of evasive maneuvers here to stay ahead of those BTR's aims. Honestly, G1 would have a better shot from that flank. G2 having a lot more range on it, but the fight continues. Blue 4, last time I looked at this position for Terminal 2, they had 6 people. Now I'm only seeing 4. But they're definitely giving a lot of automatic fire. We're seeing the command team for Blue 4 setting up an RHS 50 cal, firing up on the ridge, and they're actually being pretty accurate with it for an iron sight area suppression. No kills, but they're definitely keeping them one of those machine gunners busy. What's next to it?
Take a look next to the 50 cal.
Yeah, I know. There's a guy with binos. Oh, no, he's got a rangefinder, a Vector 21.
Exactly.
Yeah, so they're going to be able to give a lot more accurate information to that machine gunner. And that's probably why they're being so accurate with the damn thing. I thought they were just binos.
More fire coming on to Op 4, F1, and B1 on top of that.
Yeah, but Blue 4's days are numbered here because Charlie's doing a massive smoke push up there, and they're going to be able to push in and sweep it out. However, we might see someone go commando here and get quite a few shots in the rear. We've seen that time and time again. We're seeing more smokes being pushed, some frags, UGL being shot up there. And we still have a lot of Blue 4 guys just kind of out of position. Like, still with the Bravo team, Terminal 1's been almost completely abandoned. I'm willing to bet they have an explosive trap on this building somewhere.
Or some of these fortifications, yeah.
Yep.
Well,
speaking of explosive traps, there goes that one terminal site. Didn't do anything, unfortunately. The only Tony went up there. And Blade being on top of the bunker, I think actually just saved him. Because if he was in that bunker, that explosive was in the bunker itself. And that would have been a very nasty call there. Looks like some Blue 4 reinforcements coming into Terminal 2. Time-wise, we might see 15-minute warning get called in a little under 10 minutes. So Op 4 needs to step it up here, but Blue 4 honestly needs to again, redeploy their forces to the terminal sites. I really don't understand the defensive position they spent so many fortification points on in between terminals 1 and 3. But it's going to be pretty much useless now because of how Op4's maneuvered their entire force in.
Dooley's up here trying to medic T5 Bay, I think. I don't know if he's a medic or not. Let me check.
Dooley is a medic.
Awesome. Well,
looks like Blade just bled out. Tony's still up there with that PKM, none the wiser. And now we're starting to see Op4 push into this compound here. Looks like Op4, they're putting some UGLs inside the terminal building, seeing some movement there, but now we're going to see some messy CQC here. Let's see how it goes.
I'm really liking seeing this massive use of grenades by Red.
Yep, but unfortunately...
Was that Pierce? Because that was a friendly grenade that bounced off the building and rolled that way.
That was absolutely Pierce, yeah.
I think that was his own grenade.
Yeah, but Montgomery also mowed him down, so...
Montgomery and Flantney?
Yeah, they went out in the open, the smoke, they didn't let it billow out enough, and there's also where Montgomery is. Got a nice little cheeky spot.
Second kill for Valenti, takes out the RPG.
Mm-hmm. He's the auto rifleman for whatever squad that is, so I think he'll be one to keep an eye on in this town for sure.
So Blue 4 already getting 2 kills. Seen some shots by Totori, excuse me, trying to hit Flatney. We're also hearing some marksman shots for Op4 going into this area, but just the sheer amount of people up on this ridge, I think they need to just send some down. But at the same time, Blue 4 still does have a dude up here. Not the marksman, though. I believe he either moved or was killed.
Looks like Bravo's retaken Alpha's old position. And
yep.
Danzer is... If he just hid in that bush... Come on, Misu.
Dooley got T5 Bay up.
Oh, come on. Uh-oh. There's an explosive charge right there.
Where?
In the building right next to me.
Yeah, but I think that was planted by Danzer in there, and Misu just killed him, so...
That would have been really bad, because Command was on the backside of that building at one point.
Denel, though, getting caught out by 2 Op4 guys in a building and shot up. And Montgomery just got shot in the back. Dusty getting the wall knocked over under him. It's going to be really hard to find him after that, but now Blue 4 is getting slowly picked off here. BTR is pushed around. It's harassing Bravo's position up on the hill that they retook. Now we're starting to see Op4 slowly creep in. They still have plenty of time, but Blue 4... Now they're starting to reposition their units here, but they're kind of going for a counterattack, you know?
I am a little bit confused about Delta 1 for Red 4.
What they're doing at Terminal 1?
No, they're not even at Terminal 1.
I know. I'd assume they just baited it or something, but I don't know.
They've just got an entire Op4 team flanking around the entire...
My guess is they might have figured out that Op4 had all their eggs in one basket in this one push, and are just instead trying to counterattack. But there's the Terminal 2 timer going out. The only survivor, Ballot, is trying to pull out, but he just took fire from a BTR that pulled up. So him and Gas still need to pull back from here, but so far, looking at the skulls on the roster, I'm seeing slightly more on Blue 4 than Op4, which is not good, because Op4 does have like a 10-person number advantage at 20%. And you're having this massive Blue 4 counterattack here, but the BTR for G2 is in a perfect position to shoot downwards on it. They just have to recognize it first. Also, they need to get away from Terminal 2 soon, because it's going to start beeping and eventually explode. Also, I think Op4 just blue on blued itself again, shooting at guys up on the ridge. Now you're having that BTR firing down. There's the beeping going off. Killer and Gogu need to get out of there.
He's not gonna get out in time.
No, it's gonna be close.
Remember,
it doesn't even knock the building down. So Blue 4 needs to realize that they got 2 BTRs right on top of them, and they need to reposition, because they're not going to win this fight. We are seeing some Ooh, some beautiful long-range shot. One just knocked out French again. Again, the medic that's been accompanying Fred, who's a marksman. But Op4, I mean, they've got a lot of room here, a lot of concealment to work with to get to Terminal Site 3. And if they want to move to 1, they can just get people mounted in a BTR or even a Humvee that Blue 4 left and detonate it. We got Fact of the House log trying to fire at guys going through the open road of the Terminal 2 area, but he didn't get any kills, unfortunately. I'm not even seeing any blood. He might catch Killer dragging Lusoed out of position here.
And that BTR is opening up again.
Yep.
The closer BTR down the hill.
Oh my god.
Prime location to get AT'd by SL Dream and Inden up on the hill.
Dude, Command's 50 cal just freaking murdered Fred again. French woke up, now they're firing back. Fred wakes up again, but that 50 cal is being super accurate with that Vector 21.
They're also being blue on blue.
Yeah, that
Like
doesn't
Gogu.
help. Come on, Gogu, you can shoot them. They're bad people. All the green people are bad. And you know what? One thing I've really failed to see is the Huey. Like, I think it's getting some good scouting information down, but I haven't really been seeing it commit to any gun runs with its 240 machine guns. That's a good point. Let me see if it has a +1 on it. It does not.
But there's definitely someone who looks alive in the gunner's seat.
Almighty Moose is alive. H1 on Blue 4 in the roster. It's
Yeah,
G-Lex
he
is the
is
pilot and
alive.
Almighty Moose.
There's no way they did not see Delta 1 Red 4 rolling around the side of the
Yep. By the way, an explosive trap just went off, knocking out quite a few dudes, too. And it looks like it got a kill as well. And it put AP65 in rubble, so they'll have to find a way to climb out of that.
I believe it was Deldo's satchel charge. He must have put it on a timer, and the timing could not be better.
We just heard Carl Gustav's shot go flying by, and it actually hit the BTR.
Yep, it's smoking.
Beautiful shot. That's good, because that's going to...
I took out Slushy and Darus. They're both dead in that BTR.
We got Z-Atomic and someone else, Galil, made it out of it.
Yeah, they kept that BTR in that position for a little too long. That let the guy with the Carl Gustav on Blue 4 get a good range shot on it. But firing uphill at that range is pretty impressive, if you ask me. But that could be enough of a balance of power shift to let Blue 4 get the advantage. The other BTR, meanwhile, it's pushing up on the right. I guess it's going to also try to get on the ridge and fire downward. But on that ridge, that's going to be some really nasty ranges there to possibly not be accurate at all. But
it appears the Huey has reported back that there is an enemy squad coming over the mountain, because you can see some of platoon headquarters is now watching that way. They know something's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think they're just conserving their ammo, waiting for.
And I'm thinking the Huey hasn't reported it or hasn't fired at them to make sure they keep going that way. Because if they can catch them on that massive open downslope, there's no way they're going to make it out alive.
So we have T5 Bay trying to do some medical on Fact of the House, who is down. But we have Rolo coming up. I'm going to be curious to see what he does. We got guys putting some really good security out. He's going to fight with Marco. Throws a grenade in there. Rolo getting the kill. Gogu running around. Might get caught by that grenade. Yes, he does. Catches Goku out of position. Unfortunately gets killed there, but definitely put a few bullets in Goku. So that was pretty good. There's the 15-minute warning. Op4 is going to have to really get some momentum going here if they want to win this fight. But based off of the numbers I'm seeing, Op4 just has too many guys out of position going up that one ridge to, I guess, attack it downhill, which honestly you don't really want to do against a 50 cal static that's been doing a really good job. But maybe we'll see it pay off like Shapur last week, where they had a force go right on the border of the map and then come in from a different flank. But even then, 15 minutes to get some momentum going is not a lot of time. What you're going to want to see is Op4 get some guys loaded in the other BTR and try to push to Terminal 1. But if Op4 were to do that, they could pretty much sweep this out from under Blue Force, since Blue Force is kind of going offensive in a counterattack instead of defending the sites directly.
Yeah, I was just thinking that exact same thing. If they can load up in the BTR, swing south, and come up from the MSR coming through Chapoy, they could catch the 3 Blue 4 defenders kind of out of position. They've been planting satchel charges around the compound.
Yeah.
One's in front by the statue, and they've also blocked off the other walls. So yeah, this is sketchy. But with the BTR, they can knock down a wall as well. Either way, they do need to make a move quick, and I think that's going to be their best bet.
Op4 firing at their own guys. I think they're trying to set up a machine gun team to cover Op4's advance, but unfortunately, their own machine gun Overwatch is now shooting at Op4. We just had some AT go off and hit Blue 4, but yeah, no, Op4 is trying to make a quick push here, utilizing its AT rockets to, it sounds like from the RPG-32, just constantly knocking Rory out. But they're definitely trying to use shock tactics to push past Blue 4 here, so it worked there. It knocked Rory out. We still see some people advancing. Unfortunately, there's another Blue 4 group and even a third Blue 4 section that are going to be able to catch Op4 out of position and pretty much stop them.
BTR is trying to climb up the hill for some reason, going north up to Jaska on top of
Jeez, this is like the 4th time I've seen Fred get knocked out in this operation. I'm surprised he's still alive, but then again, they do have a, like, he is the medic, so. Up again, and immediately gets shot in the butt.
Oh, I don't think he's waking up from that one.
Yeah, they're doing their best to make sure he stays down. I'd argue French is the more important target, though, because of that marksman, right? Actually, no, French is the medic. Never mind. I get them confused. They both begin with F.
Nope, he tried to wake up, but he failed, so he's not going to be waking up.
Larry giving Kakoots a sub. Noise. Hope you both keep enjoying the operations. And I hope you get a kick out of this one. Hope you're staying safe on COVID, too. Sorry, my brain's a little bit in the blender. So Op4 making the classic mistake of advancing down a giant open hill, and you're seeing them pay for it. There was a beautiful UGL right on top of their position, though.
Scandy Recon being eliminated as they try and push off that hillside as well.
Oh, they know better.
That cut between a rock and a hard place for Tom and all.
Yeah, but I mean, this advance over the ridge, I mean, it's letting a few guys get around, but now we're seeing the Blue 4 helicopter starting to engage this flank coming around.
What we need to see is this BTR to not be trying to climb the hill and get around and actually start.
Oh, god damn it, TSB.
I know, right?
Why is TSB choking this round, man?
I don't know. They're back where they started, too. Looks like they might be heading south, and like, they wasted so much time trying to climb that mountain.
11 minutes remaining. I could see Op4 taking Terminal 3 if they get the PvP up, but they need to have a plan to go to the other terminal site, and I just don't see it being executed right now.
I don't see them getting there in time.
So
Bravo 1 moved back in Terminal 1.
So Toy's rolling up on...
Larry, give another sub to Wicked TK.
Ooh. T5 base spot Satori, and yeah, that was unfortunate.
A lot of double tap right there. No official kill, but as to be expected. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This round, action-wise, has been a little on the lower end. We've seen some helicopter snipes, but overall, it's just been... It's been more attrition than anything else. I'm seeing T5 Bay like mag dumping Tori.
Yeah,
he's still alive.
Dying.
Even in death, he still taunts him. He's dragging him away to try to get his hat out so he can shoot in the head. There you go. That works.
That's how it's done.
Wake up from that.
Clearly, it's not working.
See, Stanner's over here trying to do some sort of cheeky breaky flank.
We got a nice pocket of Red 4 as we get to 10 minutes left.
Hearing some AT shots going.
Yeah, I heard an AT4 shot. It went up to the hill that, let's see, whoever F1 is, Flying Finn popping a bunch of smokes. I think they're just pulling distraction at this point, because this is allowing that Op4 strike team to get into possibly hit Terminal 3. But again, Op4 needs to get people in that BTR, whatever vehicle they can find, and send it down to Terminal 1.
We just need to see a push.
Because honestly, that BTR with just a handful of dudes would be able to take Terminal 1 Wickety split, but we don't see Op4 committing to it, and I think even if they do get Terminal 3, at 9 minutes remaining, they're not going to be able to reposition in time.
Now they need those wheels. There's a truck over by Terminal 3 that they could utilize, but that's going to be their only option, that of the BTR.
I mean, if the BTR just spent the time grabbing some dudes, actually we are seeing it redeploy right now. It does have +4 in it, which means it's got a handful of dudes. I mean, that could be what they need, but will the Huey spot it? And will Blue Force send guys to run over? Because all they need is the guys in between Terminal 1 and 2 to pull over, and then they'll have a decent amount of defense to repel that attack.
For some reason, they pulled off the side of the road, but yeah, I'm no problem, nice, just like old times. So the BTR needs to keep going, get to that MSR, and head up to Terminal 1. I don't know what it's doing, just kind of chilling there.
Guess it's waiting for the Huey to pass? I really don't know. Well, we still have a big fight in the center here. Both sides taking casualties. I mean, we got 3 people down on each side in that central fight.
D1 made it off that hillside without getting spotted. It looks like
yep, they're gonna get right on top of that objective.
Oh yeah.
Platoon commander Austin, I believe.
Just got mowed down. Logan's still back here. We see him do some cheeky shit. Trying to get a shot on Imoman. Manages to get it, not the kill though. So will he be able to defend?
So there's still some life left in Op4. They're able to get this. Still got about 7 minutes
I mean,
left to go.
They need to
seriously,
get in there and get that countdown going now.
They need to. They got time for 3, and they got time before Blue Force sends a detachment back to deal with it. There's the hack, but again, we need to see some movement on Terminal 1, and that's where I think the BTR has been squandered.
Here we go. Charlie 2 is pulling back to Terminal 3.
Yeah, but they have to literally sprint up to that objective. Op4's got some decent defensive positions. I don't think they're going to make it back in time. Because Logan, I mean, he's pinned between a rock and a hard place. Both of his spots easily pull him out.
Indigo Fox coming in from the rear.
I didn't even notice him. He could potentially make it too. Logan getting gunned down by Ode from the window.
Fox isn't going to make it. He got friendly fire and shot in the legs.
Oh, that's not good. So yeah, there goes the hack. And now we're seeing the BTR doing that wide flank. It could come around. So it's still anyone's game.
The BTR really needs to get moving though.
Martin needs to like sprint up there and something. He's got, no, there's no way now. He stopped to engage. And there's the hack. So Op4 losing those guys there, which is unfortunate, but that's what they needed to do in that situation.
And
Ode's surviving.
Back up.
So now they're gonna go into that building. Yep, they're gonna go in there and clear it out. But now that BTR, it just dropped a dude off. I don't know why. But yeah, I mean, they've had a dude with the long range. But now they've got 5 people in there. They need to commit.
Oh, goes down to Martin.
And a grenade detonates on top of him. They're just putting more grenades into that room.
But the longer that BTR takes to, stop and harass that helicopter, the more time Blue 4 has to pull infantry back, and they're going to quickly lose that number advantage, because +5 means they, we can just do a head count here. We've got all of remaining TSB in there, so it's actually just going to be up to TSB to clutch this. So, anyway, GG Blue 4.
Yeah, I was about to say. No, and as you say that, they're rolling up. I think they realize what they gotta do.
There is no one with an AT stick at Bravo 1. So if they play things smart, they can pull off some punch a hole through the wall and go. That's all we need to see. It is worth mentioning, one of Red 4's marksmen is still at Terminal 3. I never even noticed that was the marksman.
The atomic dismounting, almost getting run over. Galil also almost getting run over. Why aren't they ramming the wall? Here we go. Yeah!
Go.
Oh no. Oh no, don't Austin Powers it.
And no one goes through the entrance.
Nope.
Vincer Map Nord, they need to just go in behind the BTR.
We have Dusters and Glenda behind them in the vineyard.
Explosive going off. It was early, though. That would have been perfect for that BTR.
That's unfortunate.
Op4 needs to get themselves in there immediately, though.
They're not even shooting at anything. Just get in there, nerds.
Come on, TSB. This is like the easiest thing you could fucking do. They're not even breaching the right building. Guys!
Don't worry, we have time.
It's okay. They got time and a lot of room, but Blue 4 is going to start sneaking up a two-man team behind them.
Come on, Lucius. I need you to
Jesus
kill my
Christ,
dudes.
Op4. Just go to... They're even shooting at their own guys now. Oh, my God. Go! Get the objective! You tosspots.
That does explain why they all pulled out of the area, though.
Yeah.
There's gotta be more satchels around that we can't see.
Please, for the love of God, go in there and touch the damn thing.
Abdur's trying. Devincer tried to wake up but failed.
Z-Atomic running in. Will he be able to kill Lucius here?
Doesn't even clear it. He just goes to the hack.
That's the, oh, no. Matt Nora, kill him.
It's...
Alright, touch it! Touch it! Matt Nora, touch the fucking box, you tosspot! You're concealed! A grenade gets thrown!
Atomic wakes up and
Okay!
goes down the grenade.
Okay, TSB has a chance here. This is easy, guys.
No,
Come on.
Because
the BTR doesn't know what's going on. It's still suppressing random buildings.
It's
all of command from Blue 4 is pushing.
Oh my God, Op4 not even looking the right way. They're gonna, Map Nora's gonna get tapped. Galil opens the door to shoot Dust. No, he does not. The hack is gonna be stopped. Oh my God, how did they screw this up?
BTR is still up, but it's with the amount of infantry that's here, we got a little over 2 minutes.
No, this is game over. Op4 had the chance. AT just came in, hit the BTR. It's not smoking though. I'm not gonna lie. When I had Scandi Recon and TSB in a channel about an hour, a little over an hour ago, before the op started, I literally said to everyone there, "Hey, I've had multiple bets between TSB and Scandi with a few people. I've always voted Scandi.
Oh yeah, I put
always vote Scandi.
I run the TSB part portion of this, and I still put my money on Scandi.
And there goes Ryzen and his equipment.
Well, that's just because Scandi is, the old guard from TSB.
Yep.
Or former, I don't know. Right, I guess that's everything. No, Risen's alive, and not anymore.
Nope. Will he rise from his grave? Survey says Dooley's gonna double tap him.
Well, he doesn't need to just rise. He needs to rise and kill.
Yes, kill what? The 8 people. Where's Audrey Hotto when you need him?
I mean, there is still quite a few Red 4 alive, but they're just
Yeah, to
not
get in there in
enough.
60 seconds, bull.
And get through all the Blue 4, don't forget that.
Yep.
It was a good attempt. If only they made that game plan a little
Yeah,
sooner.
they
got lucky
further
with all
than
the
I thought
demo
they
charges in there, not getting killed though.
Alright, well, I mean, again, the plan was solid, don't get me wrong. For Op4, it's just the execution for the last attack just wasn't done right. What they should have done is they should have dismounted and then knocked over the wall, sent 2 guys in, and then had 2 guys cover the BTR. Having the BTR circle was a dumb idea, because at that range, if they were fighting dudes with AT, they're not gonna miss that shot, you know? So, what they should have done is just had 2 guys go right to the building, 2 guys stick with the BTR, and then once that first charge went off, send in the other 2 guys and just have the BTR cover, you know? Because they got half of that timer done too, so all they needed was another 30 seconds and it would have been fine, but...
There is still the overtime. Like, there is a
there's not going to be any overtime though, because that's GG. It would be called on side chat if there was overtime, but this many Op4 versus this many Blue 4, yeah. Blue 4 flying really low with that heli.
Lots of friendly fire at index.
Lots of friendly fire at the helicopter.
Don't worry about it.
That was a good one, though.
Yeah, 100,000.
It was a decent of attrition, I would say. Not my favorite, though.
I think we're
gotta
going all
hop
up
up
league, so we'll see.
Yep.
Communicate to them.
Alright, map's being changed. I'm gonna go ahead, jump up a channel. We'll get an updated number for all of you guys.
Still none. Lovely. Second
This will be
MRP.
on
Anybody
Ruha.
here yet?
And we will go into round 2. So what were you guys' thoughts? Personally, I thought that round was just a standard
Task
one. I
Force
didn't really
Griffin,
see any
are you still free?
anything special about it, you know, but it had some
Roger that.
moments,
Armor
you know? That's
11.
okay.
Holy shit.
All right, let's
TSP?
get what's going in this round here.
Right now we have 4 channels, so it might be more. Never mind, direction 13, 14.
Who's that for?
TSP.
So it's TSP 9 or 14?
14.
Add sectors. Okay.
Scandi Recon?
Katie, we have some.
Up for
3.
AA?
7.
19th?
6.
Don't forget, guys, whilst we're going through these numbers, feel free to quickly put any feedback in the EU feedback channels as we go through. Greatly appreciated. CSC?
up for
Should be sitting at 1.
fielding.
29th?
12.
FK?
3.
15th?
1.
13th?
2.
Tau? TAU?
Fuck, Mike was muted. 5. Sorry, bud.
No worries. Zeus Community?
14.
242?
3.
1RW?
At 9.
RS?
4.
Cadian?
1.
Are there any more groups who've shown up since the first round?
BPL 3.
Lovely.
We're gonna change up the music as well.
Right, let's have a look. Set to control, 20% opt for advantage, and it is opt for attacking. Okay, let's get
29 just went to 13.
All right, let's see.
TSB is also 13.
Turn that down just a touch.
Okay, let's get TSB opt for and 29th independent.
Why didn't that update? There we go.
Let's get. Oh yeah. Option for leadership provided you've not already taken leadership.
I'm going to defer for now unless Drake wants it.
I guess I'll defer as well.
Roger that. Armor Finland. Opt for option for leadership.
Sure, we'll take it.
Oh, Alienware has always overpriced stuff. You can spend a fraction of the cost, buy all the parts, and build it a lot better, in my opinion. But I mean, that's the luxury brand of whatchamacallit, gaming PCs. You know.
We'll take it.
Roger that.
So yeah, let me correct the statements with TSB.
Let's get the 19th.
In their shoes, I understand their plan. They didn't know that those two
Hopeful.
entrances were blocked, so they were basically going for 2 flanking attacks,
Let's
which
get
was smart.
AA on
Unfortunately, they just charged in with no recon. So, they should have
Let's
known that they
get
were blocked, actually. At least the front
242
entrance was, because their
Hopeful.
BTRs were there previously. So, what they should have done was just, again,
Let's
breached
get
in one
Zeus
direction,
Community on
covering
Hopeful.
with the BTR, Because at that point, it was already a Hail Mary.
Let's get...
But again, it's easy for us to judge from the bird's eye view.
1 RW.
But their tactic was
on
solid. It's
independent.
just they got outplayed by explosive traps, which happens.
Roger.
But if Op4, you know, instead of dedicating that many
Let's
guys
get
from the Force 2 to Force 3
on
terminal, if they had a fire team worth of guys pull back and mount that BTR and they
Cadian
had
on
more
independent.
numbers to attack it, then it would be a different story.
Let's get BPL on Op4. Let's get 13th on independent.
Did you say AA independent?
AA is independent.
Righto, Hammer. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Again, if you
Let's
guys want
get
to join in on the
Scandi
action,
Recon
just do exclamation point
on
FNF,
independent.
all caps, and you'll be given their Discord.
Let's
You can
get
jump
Task
in,
Force
get their mod
Griffin
set, and
on
you can make
Opful.
it in time for EU Round 3 or the NA branch, which will start in
Let's
about
get
3.5
everyone started
hours.
Up. We'll look at those numbers before we slot the last few teams and go on to Cadian.
So looking at the divide here, looks like we're only going to have 100 for this round.
Yeah, that one.
That is A-okay.
Cadian Centaur, same thing.
Just means we gotta do more promotionary videos. I was a bit slacking this week. I got a little caught up with school and other projects. By the way, CCO 8 is tomorrow, 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. Yours truly is going to be there. Not in a command position, but I'll be helping out for do Op 4 things, even though I suck at PvP, so we'll see how all that goes. Ugh. So if you want to see me start a stream again, this time I won't start it crying. Hopefully, maybe. I don't know. That'll be the place to be. I want to say I'm excited, but I'm low-key terrified, so...
Yet not assigned.
Sorry,
at least I get to,
from Scandi Recon.
I'll be able to get dinner with
Yep, that's
Bloodwing
absolutely
after
fine.
and
Scandi
drink
Recon
all
is
my
on
tears
independent, I
away.
believe. So I'm now going to go through the list, and anyone who is grey, I will allocate you your spot now.
On the opposite side of Zeus, just so you can kill Rory.
So
poor Rory.
Oscar,
What did he do to you?
Let's get you Op 4, Tomacon, Op 4, AP65 independent, Asfagujakul, independent.
I'm gonna update it back to
Chris
115 because
MM,
we have 118
Op 4,
people in this channel. So
D-Brit, Op 4, Fact of House Logic, independent, Gubbin, Op 4, Hadav, Op 4. Let's see how those numbers.
So Severe is taking command again. I guess he's practicing for tomorrow's CCO because that is when he'll be Op 4 command in that one.
Finn, can you make sure that there's one in Scandi Recon?
That's room for you.
Okay, good.
Let's get Lazajan, independent, Khaled, Op 4. Misu for Oddball.
I'm not Zeusing, I'm spectating. There's no Zeus for this. It's
Oddball independent.
whatchamacallit.
Sorry.
Yes, please, mate.
It's a spectator slot. I'm gonna BRB 1 second, guys, just to get some more water. So back in a minute.
De Klerk and Hisham, are you guys part of a group? As I've noticed, you've all got the same rank there.
The clerk is part of the 29th.
Roger that. Same for Hisham.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, but it
Hisham.
seems like he's double connected.
Yeah, he is. He's double connected.
Oh, Roger. Hisham, let's get you on independent, buddy.
Send in Goat
Rolo,
Team
Op
6
4, Salsa Sam. Op 4, Spring, independent. Let's get Vlash on independent. Okay, is there anybody else not currently slotted up?
One from Scandi. My armor crashed, so I gotta restart it.
Roger that. So when you do get in, you'll be on
Independent.
independent. So Hisham, does anybody have Hisham as part of their group? Or is
Larry is
currently
continuing his gift sub from Mod Addict. Of course he is. It makes sense.
Okay.
Larry is now the
Too bad,
underdog sub
unfortunately,
Santa.
We must crack on. Twig King, you have 1 minute on the clock, my friend. Sort out your teams.
Yes, sir.
But this is
All
round
right,
2.
Can I get? Let me see. What is it? What did he move already? Oh, we're good. Never mind. He moved. All good.
All right, let's look at this roster real quick.
Okay. Good speed. Largest numbers we've ever had, and everyone's slotting everybody up in seconds. This is quality. Sphere, did you come on last game?
Yes.
Cool. Okay, we can't. Unfortunately, you're only able to do 1 command per night. Do we have another one of your guys who wants to take command?
Are there any 5 members who want to take company command?
I'll do.
Awesome. Cheers, guys. Okay, Jaska, you've got a minute if you want anyone to move around.
Hold on, I can check.
I mean, looking at these rosters, they're pretty well balanced here, so... I mean, you don't need all these guys to crew a BTR 80, but...
That's okay.
You know, you can 2-man BTRs and BRDMs. Just need a driver and a gunner.
What was that, sorry, buddy?
And they've got built-in long-range radios in the, I think, driver and gunner positions anyway.
Which you assigned to Op4.
Yes, that's correct.
Whoop.
This is first platoon lead op 4. I'd like to have a Charlie squad lead if possible.
Yeah, someone from Charlie 1 or 2, please take squad lead.
And if we fold Delta 1 into the vacant Alpha team, that would work.
I actually want Delta 4 2nd platoon to be on support of the Foxtrot and Golfs.
Should we have platoon leader for 2nd platoon?
First platoon, do you need platoon sergeant?
Otherwise, they're still getting everything organized. I want to see how this AO is. I'm not sure how much those mortars are going to be used for smoke. It's going to depend on the AO, but you still generally don't want to advance over open fields anyway, so...
2nd platoon. I need the 2nd platoon leader.
We'll see how things go.
And the 2nd platoon medic. So, someone from some slots need to help there. That should be from... Actually, move 2 from Delta to 2nd platoon and 3 to 1st platoon.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, mortars are only good for assaulting a static position, but they are being used by the offensive team.
That's requested.
So... again, we'll see how they're used, but smokes
for 2nd platoon. I need
that just might
platoon
that just might push op 4 to assault through open fields, and you don't want to see that.
Can you Markle, can you drag Hisham to Delta 1 combat engineer of which team was he on?
Op 4.
All right.
Op 4, please.
Swear, do you need
no, I don't.
I will be back again in 1 second.
Nor a medic or a marksman.
Wait for the round to begin.
It's okay.
All right, copy. Yeah, Op 4 is ready.
Before we move on, can someone from Alpha 1 and Independent that is not in the 29th move to Alpha 2? Thank you.
Yep, that's...
Who just pinged me about where Hisham needs to go?
There's no room in Alpha 2.
Someone got it, it's fine.
If you're an independent, just come down to the Delta teams.
I'm currently joining the server. Can you put me in Delta Combat Engineer?
Eventually.
If there is space. I believe so. When you join back in, there should be space for you to join up. Okay, so we've got both of our platoon leaders, both of our teams are sorted. Let's go forward to our second briefing for round 2.
Alright, so let's see how this mission file is structured. And of course I get a DM for something to add to the multi.
That was a good game first round. That was an amazing clutch victory there at the end. That really did shift both ways each time there towards where that was going to go. So well done, everyone. That was nice to see the balance working well, especially with these numbers. Please do be going to the EU feedback channel to give us all your feedback you can. As
Open
it's really great for us
fields.
to be able
Oh
to see
no.
what you like, didn't like, things you enjoyed, didn't enjoy, and just your general stories of what happened, as it all helps us to make this game a better event for all of you.
All right, I'm not seeing any red on these sectors, so that usually means they can be taken in any
Open
order.
fields. Are we returning to the rice paddies, Arkle?
He's not kidding about the open fields right here. I mean, that's a lot of open.
Dingo, I'm pretty sure this is Roche,
Yes.
Germany, not the rice paddies.
The sausage fields. It's a sausage field.
Racist.
fields, yeah. Lovely.
Racist.
Right. Right.
The Lederhausen forest.
All right,
So
break,
would it
break.
be a sausage
Arkle,
fest?
is this another one of yours, my friend?
Yep, sector control. You have to clear out all independent before you can cap it. Any questions?
Op 4 platoon lead, any questions?
Property.
All right, we're gonna change to some more lively music. We're gonna play Bentusi Battle.
Oh, good, because I can't get into the server for some reason.
Say sector control on
Ruha.
Ruha. Interesting map.
He's not kidding about the open fields, though. There's not a lot of room for Op 4 to maneuver.
The only place with any decent amount of cover to be able to maneuver up to is Sector 3, but by the time they get there, that'll be interesting.
I would love to see just where they, if we might see a vehicle rush somewhere just on an avenue that will give them cover.
Straight down that main road. As fast as you can go.
I mean, not even kidding, down,
Not joking.
the MSR of the AO that goes to the left, or just, you know, cut it left, hug the border of the map. Oh god, and it's foggy.
Oh yeah, that MSR push will work for sure. They just gotta get across the river somewhere. Which they can.
I mean, looking at the route I'm thinking, if they were to go to the right, like way right here, and then just, you know, push through with vehicles, they could get all the way down to the forested area and then ride that forest up to Sector 2, and that would get their foot in the door. And then, like, even then, there's a bunch of open fields, so we might see a lot more vehicle use than normal, so I'd love to see that.
I wasn't paying too much of attention. I didn't notice Green 4 gets 3 BRDMs. I thought they had 1.
Oh, we're gonna do Beast Battle instead. I'm feeling it for
it'll be
this map.
interesting to see those fighting the BTRs.
And 3 Dishkums as well.
Basically 1 for each AO. Op 4, they got those 3 BTR 80s. Plenty of those smoke rounds for those mortars. I mean, they could definitely pull some feint maneuvers with those mortars. I'll be curious to see how that goes. But, I mean, I love that they have these big transport trucks, too. Because to me, this is just screaming to use those to maneuver into positions of cover. Because, again, if they push through the open field, sure, they got the fog going for them. But even then, the fog is only apparent when it's distant. Because, you know, close by within a few hundred meters, it's still pretty even. If anything, the fog kind of helps conceal what's in that tree line, giving the defenders an even bigger advantage. So I'm liking the map balance here, but Op 4 is going to have to get really creative with how they push up to get this AO done. Another obvious choice would be the riverbed. But
How deep is that river, out of curiosity?
It's not that deep. You can...
No joke, they could drive BTRs all the way down the river and it wouldn't go into amphib mode.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I wouldn't suggest that, but...
I would honestly suggest for Op 4, if they wanted to take the most direct route, they should take the riverbed, and then they've got a lot of buildings on the left just before the first sector they come across to spread their units out and go. But, I mean, with 2 platoons and Op 4 having 60 units, I would consider a force split here, just because you know that Green 4 is going to do a force split. And that would keep it evened out, because usually nowadays with this sheer amount of people, when they don't force split and they just have everyone kind of in a large tactical blob, the other team gets a few guys behind their line and is able to get a shit ton of kills.
It becomes a slog.
Yeah, well, not just it's a slaughter. But I'll be curious to see how the BTRs are fielded, how the mortar's used, if Op4 tries any wide flanks with the transport Vix. I would definitely recommend that. I mean, another thing I could see is they could put Vix on the train tracks and ride the middle ground of those train tracks all the way down. There's a few rocks in the way they could go around. But then just before they get near Sector 1, there is a part that they can break off to the left. And then again, just keep going on that wide flank and then deploy right next to Sector 3. So there are ways to completely get around these open fields. It's just, will those methods be utilized is the big question.
I would say take the tracks down. It's risky, but as long as you have people loaded inside, like the BTR.
Yeah. Now, if I was...
Make it to both sides of Sector 1 and 2 and attack it from both sides.
Yeah. If I was Green 4 with the BRDMs, I would put one on those train tracks. I'd put one doing a defensive check around Takala, the one town to the north, which I'm not even going to try to pronounce, Ojakala, whatever the frickety frack, and then that SSR that goes off to the western edge and just kind of lock down that angle. And then the third BTR, I would probably just have going in between the two, because I wouldn't expect Op4 to do anything else super wide. So as long as you can use those BRDMs to do recon and find where Op4 is going to make their push, then Green 4 can redeploy as needed. When I see 3 sectors, I usually like to only defend 2. The first one I would defend would probably be Sector 1, because just there's so much there, you know? I mean, sure, it has the riverbed going. Actually, no, I'm gonna hold off on which ones I choose. But Sector 1's got a good amount of defenses here. It's got the big structure, which you can get on the rafters and look around on.
Up there, yeah.
Yep. There's a few places to put some fortifications down, but there's already a pre-existing checkpoint which can be utilized. And they've also got some random fuel trucks in here. That's kind of cool. Sector 2 has, one of those big buildings you can get on top of. It's got some rafters next to it as well. And it's also got a little bit of defense position. Looks like it's a... like a repair facility of some sort, but you know those there can be some fortifications put on these big drums as well, and it doesn't have that many covered places to go up on except from the southwest. And then Sector 3,
I found another $50 in
Sector
my
3
pocket.
looks amazing. This massive maze of structures here. It does have a few different routes that can be taken to get on top of it, but if I was in Green 4 shoes, I'd put a big garrison at Sector 3, a moderate garrison at Sector 2, and then a small garrison at Sector 1 just for recon, taking my things back.
There appears to be an ammo cache stockpile of some sort all over Sector 3.
Yeah, but I think that's just for ambience. It doesn't actually have any additional ammo, but I do like how they themed this with Triple R. So, Sector 1's refuel, Sector 2's repair, and Sector 3's rearm. You see the little Easter egg there? I know, I'm corny like that. One of you talk about something.
You are.
Shut up.
Well,
I want to be proud about
not
something.
In the server, so I might be out for this round.
That's okay, Barb.
I'm just taking a look around, like...
Anyway, Larry, thank you for the additional $50, man. Stop spending it on me. Spend it on yourself, okay? It was your birthday. Go buy yourself something nice. You don't have to keep putting it on me, man. You've done more than enough already helping me with the last college payment, all right? Put my fingers in a heart for you. But enjoy yourself first, man, please.
In the BTRs.
But thank you, seriously.
T5, no, T5
Thank you.
is not a BTR crewman.
These are 1 life per round. So, yes, there is one they do once in a while, which is multi-life, which they forego the second and third rounds and just have a massive round 2, which has reinsert waves, but we've only seen one of those in the past 2.5 months. Yeah, like men play, exactly. So when they die, they get into a similar spectator mode
and whatnot.
that I have.
Have either of you played in FNF?
I have not. Barbarian, I'm not sure has either, but he just went to away.
I would just suggest giving it a try once if you haven't seen their interface system and the way that you...
Oh, I've seen it. They have it in the before the first round begins, they have the server up just to do that one.
Like Orbats and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's cool how they have everything set up. But I like to follow the rule of coaches don't play until I'll be able to use TSB to snag a command position. It's just the 2 times in the past I've tried, I want to step up and then I immediately think to CCO7 and I immediately shut up because that was scarring.
Well, there might be room tonight if you feel like playing.
Yeah, we'll see. But probably not because CCO8 is tomorrow, and I don't want to spook myself.
Oh wait, you're doing that again?
I'm not in a command position.
Okay.
I'm never doing that again. Never.
That was a fun video to watch. That was 6 hours of...
Did you enjoy me crying in the beginning because of the stream sniper?
Yes.
Yeah, I bet a lot of people that want to see me fail enjoyed that.
That
Yay.
was such bullshit. I hope they got banned.
Now, anyway, back to the operation. The Dishkas, I would put one on the bridge just to overwatch the river entrance. I'd probably keep one Dishka to one sector and just put them to overwatch open fields or obvious routes of travel. But really, if I was Green 4, I would just divide. Let's say Green 4 is about 50 guys. That's what I saw on the roster, at least.
Yes. Oh, please be doing it.
I'd put about 25 to 30 in Sector 3 and around. I'd put about... What?
I need you to go look at the refueling truck next to Gestel. And take a nice good look at
They're
it.
putting bombs on it, aren't they?
They're putting bombs on it.
Yes! That's what oh, that is such a cheeky position, too. I love it.
Spot.
They have it literally, like, dangling off something in the freaking axle there. I love it. Now, realistically, fuel trucks, there was an ACE update about a year ago, which, they don't do a big explosion. If you really want to cause a lot of damage, you have to find a full ammo truck. And that will fuck things up. But a fuel truck really just makes a lot of fire and smoke. But I really like the idea, the spirit of that. So
it'll make for an entertaining one.
Mm-hmm.
It seems to me like, I mean, we still got plenty of time before they move out. But honestly, I would sacrifice Sector 1. I'd put a light garrison force, sacrifice it, and just dig in hard at 2 and 3.
Exactly. Yep. That's my thoughts exactly, because there's too many ways that Op4 can advantageously move to sector.
And we just lost 2 vehicles, nope, a BRDM and a transport truck before the start. It doesn't appear anyone has died, but
yeah, they can't die until safe start ends, but
Green 4 is down a BRDM.
They already armored something. That's amazing.
That's the first time I've actually seen anyone officially armor vehicles and get them killed. And
I've seen it one other time, but wow, that's they're not gonna get those refunded. So GG. That's why you don't play bumper cars.
I am very curious to see what Red 4 does with their borders, though. I know.
I am too.
Smoke, but do they also have HE? Is the question.
No, it's only smoke. It said smoke only in the Orbat, but I guess we'll see that change maybe. But they got like 2 boxes of smoke rounds each for the mortar. I cannot believe Green 4 just did that. The only other time I've seen that level of mistake was an MI-24 with a full squad of dudes pancaked on a Serrani op. Yeah.
They crashed into the mountainside.
I mean, thankfully, this one doesn't seem as catastrophic because there's 2 other BTRs and there's another transport truck that they can use to move around. But, wow, like, I think they're going to have 1 or 2 vehicles come back to ferry the rest of these guys. But on the bright side, Op4's not going to know about this, so they can't adjust their plans for fighting less enemy assets. They got to continue as planned. But that's got to suck for Green 4 to already lose that. I don't even know. Like, it looked like it got T-boned or something and then just armored. So, I don't know. Don't play bumper cards, kids. It costs people's vehicles and lives.
You have real physics, and then you have Arma physics. So we have Scandi Recon plus a BRDM over here in Sector 2 for Green 4 and 1 of Platoon HQ.
Yep.
So that BRDM is in the location we were discussing. That's a good to go scout out that stuff, perhaps.
Yeah.
Sector 1, not quite sure what their game plan is.
I think they're doing exactly what we talked about. They're setting up a few ambushes with explosives at Sector 1 to give it as a gimme. We're seeing some guys on foot from spawn moving to Sector 2, so they're going to make that into a light garrison, but they have a massive garrison forming at Sector 3. What I'd love to see Green 4 do in addition, though, is take 5 to 6 dudes to make a maneuver team to try to find Op 4's major force coming in and hit them from the rear and just try to do some significant casualty work, because that can honestly make or break Op 4's push here. So we'll see how that goes. We still have a Dishka out in safe start here that hasn't been utilized. I'd like to see them move that. And it looks like Op 4 is we've got, Independent. We have Stray Dog again with the marksman rifle with Dingo, a combo we saw last stop, and they did some good licks while they were Blue 4 fighting Op 4. But I think they're going to now try to find a different position here to engage. Something we do have to make note of, though, they planted a bunch of, and when I say they here, I mean Independent, planted some of those explosive charges on these vehicles, but if they only have clackers, they got to stay close by to actually demo those, so...
It's got a decent enough range for them to push a little bit out, but...
Yeah. It's about 200 to 300 meters, pending terrain.
And I'm pretty sure they didn't give them the good, what is it, the 152 clacker?
Yeah, they're not going to give the 152. That's the one where you have to hit the 2 buttons because it's like a box, where the clacker is just the squeeze.
Yep.
Anyway, we have Op 4 loading up a few guys. Looks like it's the Alpha 1 fire team, loaded up in a Gaz. We have the rest of Alpha also loading up in a second Gaz. We still have a lot of infantry kind of doing briefing and whatnot. The 3 BTRs are ready to go. One of the BTRs is fully mounted with, looks like Foxtrot, so the second weapon team. And the other BTR has a few guys in it as well. It's impossible to tell, but it looks like they're mounted with Platoon HQ and elements of command as well. Mission has just started. We're already seeing Alpha deploying with those Gazes. I'm thinking maybe the rest of Op 4 infantry are going to deploy in the trucks. But again, I'm really going to be curious to see how Op 4 deploys their units. If we're going to see any sneaky flank attacks, or if they're just going to go down Main Street. Also, are the mortars still out, or did they get loaded into something? Looks like mortars are still at base. Yep. They have Elias staying back. You got to remember, for Friday Night Fights, they don't get artillery computers. So he has an LR, though. I think he's just going to get them manually ranged with people in the field. But the further they are, the more that spread's going to be. But because it's only smoke, they might just spam it to make those false arcs. So we'll see how things go. Go ahead, Ice.
Those 2 Gazes are hauling down the road, and nope, they've turned off. There was
I like that.
For an independent squad that was in the middle of that tree line, but they have broken apart where Drake is.
Yep.
Now they've just split apart. I wasn't paying attention to where they went. It appears no one is actually headed towards Sector 1 at this time, and most of Independent is literally just sitting at base.
So Op 4, they're pushing 2 BTRs on the right flank. I'm willing to bet they're going to do the train run route. Independent has sent a BRDM on the left flank, watching for a far left flank, which I, said I would cover with a BRDM. But Op 4, they've gotten their Alpha squad up just down Main Street. I think they're going to get in this little forest area and just have a look around, try to get some eyes on Sector 1 potentially. And, I mean, just with Green 4 here, looks like they're trying to sneak their Marksman and Dingo over on the right flank to watch for that angle. But no, the BTRs are going to go down the SSR instead, just directly to Sector 1, which is going to work out for them because Green 4 is pretty much making defensive lines on Sector 2 and Sector 3 and just fanning out from there.
Let's just hope they don't pull too close to those fuel trucks.
Yeah, but I mean, Independent, they still need to get guys in range, and I don't see the EOD guys even close to that position,
I would have at least left one person in Sector 1 to tell them when to detonate it. At least.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna rely on when people step in. The issue with this though
they are well out of range of those charges.
Well, let's assume they had infinite range. All right, just for the sake of argument. The issue here is how these sectors work. Is Op4 cannot take these sectors so long as there is one independent guy alive, not in an unconscious animation, but physically alive in the sector. So if Op4 goes to the edge of this sector and just touches it, let's say they touch it from the road, those explosions from those fuel trucks, since they're in the center of the AO, it's not going to do anything. What I would have done is I would have been the explosive guy. I would have waited by the fuel trucks, and I would have just clacked it off as soon as a few guys came up around me, you know?
Suicide bombing is not something they allow, though, so who knows? I would have definitely left someone in the tree line, in one of the buildings, up in the rafters, just anywhere.
Yeah, then you just put them
in the sector to where it forces them to have to go and clear it.
Yeah, I mean
like you were saying.
The southwestern tree line behind the SSR, that's connected to the bridge. There's a lot of little bumps right here. They could put a dude in a bush, and he could just wait.
Op4's dismounted their BTRs already. And we have Stray Dog and Dingo are in a perfect location to check anything coming down, anything on the eastern side of the river.
Yeah, that's smart. That's very smart. It's just Op4 are picking the obvious routes to go down, and Green 4 didn't put anything to check those. So Green 4 is still going to get bamboozled here. But with Op4 doing...
one BRDM definitely hit them. I feel like that would have been in the center somewhere.
I mean, because right now for Green 4, they got one doing recon and one on defense down the train tracks, which is smart. I think they got it in reserve in case they spot like a lone transport truck coming down the train tracks and then send the BRDM up to swag it. But Op4 doing some really early dismounts. That's going to eat up the clock a little bit, but I mean, just based off where the sectors are, where Op4's divided its troops, they do have the spare time. We're just not going to see much action for, I believe, the next 5 minutes, give or take, as Op4 maneuvers in. And again, since Green 4's ditched Sector 1, I don't see anything going on. Maybe the left recon BRDM might run into the BTR pushing with this truck convoy, but I really do like how we're seeing those trucks being mobilized. Also, we're seeing some guys picking up possibly one of the mortars here. I mean, they could just load up the backpacks and those boxes of smoke rounds in that remaining truck and drive around, but I don't know.
Yeah, I have no clue what they're doing.
I'm just gonna...
early dismounts of Red 4 over there, though.
I get why they're doing it. They're trying to play it cautious because they got no recon data on where Green 4 is going. Usually with this amount of people, we see some sort of counterattack from the defensive faction go off early. So I think it's not Severe that's commanding, but it's one of his guys. I think he's being cautioned to, hey, play it safe, because Severe has played a lot of Friday Night Fights, so he does know a lot of what happens, and he, knowing his command style, tends to play it a little more cautiously, and more often than not, that does better for him. But in this case, where Green 4, realizing that, Sector 1's kind of a death trap, they've deployed further back, and again, that's just going to let Op4 eat up the clock here. But at the very least, it means the tail end of this op is going to have some really intense combat for the remaining areas. So
it is worth noting, all of Alpha was able to push all the way up to their current location without getting spotted.
Yep.
Or engaged. So they know it's, in theory, Red 4 would know it's reasonably safe to at least get near them within 500 meters or so, like the next tree line to their north.
Well, if anything, that explains why they dismounted early, though.
Isn't there.
True, but if anything, that explains why they dismounted early, because if they know that that central area is clear, then where's Green 4 if they're not in the center? So I get the early dismounts. We see the mortar being crewed on the rear.
Stray Dog and Dingo had to have spotted some of Foxtrot over here, because they are sprinting across the tracks through the open, which I think Defensor might have spotted them. And they're trying to reposition to get, I guess, more intel. Or just eyes on in general.
Yeah, so a lot of TSB guys right here, they got their binos out looking right at this flank. I don't think either side spotted each other. I think it's just Stray Dog and Dingo flanking around thinking they've been in that spot. Oh, no, Dingo definitely has eyes on. Yep.
Now, the only downside for Dingo, though, is that blue mask. It'll get...
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Literally will give you away.
Like, his camo's perfect, but that big N95 mask on his face could potentially do him in for. I thought Iota spotted him, but he's looking a little to the right. But the thing is...
straight at them.
Okay, yeah, no. So both sides has each other spotted. The issue, though, is... we got Risen kill with them heavy with the PKP, so he's got a nice red dot on. He's trying to set it up in that direction, but Stray Dog does have that marksman rifle, and he could get a few free kills here, and then Dingo and Stray could just pull back, and you know, those free kills is exactly what you want to be in, especially in the situation where you are fighting the faction with you know, more numbers than you. But the BTRs are starting to pull up, one on each flank here, and that's going to make it a little harder for Stray to get those spare shots. And furthermore, again, Dingo with that blue mask can be easily spotted by those BTRs, so got to be careful. Now, funny enough, I am seeing on the left BTR crewed by Joe, his commander's turned out with a Vector 21 looking around, so... that could be a free kill. Yep. But the issue is Stray Dog, again, with that marksman rifle, he could get a snipe on that BTR and get an easy free kill there. But otherwise, not much other contact has been made, as Op4 being incredibly cautious, moving up to...
Here we go. The river assault is happening.
Yep. I was going to say where... the rest of the force is kind of just trying to fall in line with Blue 4 here. Not Blue 4, excuse me, Alpha here. Alpha sending two guys back potentially to grab the vehicles. Might try to push deeper, but they just don't know that the next tree line over, they have things set.
Where did Alpha leave their vehicles? I was not following them at the time. I thought they pushed...
By the way, Twig King with Drake, Drake being the other marksman, he's looking right at the tree line Op4's in. I don't think they have him spotted yet, but the marksmen are both in really good positions. You got Stray Dog and Dingo trying to reposition to find where that Op4 push is happening. But yeah, Op4 getting in the lowlands here to move up Riverside, as I figured they would, because it's the most obvious ingress route with concealment to these open fields out. When you have an AO with a shit ton of open fields, it's safe to predict that your hostile force isn't going to use them, but always set up a machine gun there just in case.
Stray Dog is channeling his inner Scandi Recon, hiding inside of a tree.
Of course he is.
Dingo is trying to spot where everyone went, but it should be fairly obvious if they aren't in that tree line anymore. There's only one place they can go to advance without being spotted.
Hey, by the way, if the BRDM were to look front, it'd actually spot the Gaz's Alpha dismounted, but I think the fog is helping to conceal them, because Alpha just recrewed their Gaz's and are driving them away.
They are within sightline if they just look straight ahead. The BRDM is looking the exact opposite
I know, but
direction.
the BRDM, they're focusing on that wide left flank that I predicted, so again, this is one of those interesting scenarios where the defense is too smart for the offense. And they're thinking the offense are going to do these grandiose schemes, whereas Op4 is just like, haha, let's just go down mid and rush B.
Rush B.
Sometimes the simplest plans in life are the most effective, and it shows.
Pierce's BRDM advancing on the right flank with a full squad on it. They are doing... Independent is now doing a hard right flank.
Oh yeah, no, they've called for reinforcements. This is that counterattack I was talking about that you might see Independent push, because right now Green 4 has seen these two BTRs. They're going to see them move to the riverbed, so that's going to give away to Green 4 where this attack is coming in. And if Green 4 can get dismounts in some defensive positions, we could see a really nice attack done by Green 4. But that window's closing as Op 4 is moving into the first AO. We also have Sholin that's pulled back into AO number 1, hiding in the bushes. I'm willing to bet he has the clicker for the bombs.
Yep, I'm willing to bet that as well.
So he's pulled into the AO. This will also prevent...
He does have sight lines and where both of them are placed as well.
Yep, but he is in a bush. Like I said, that's the one position he wants to be. It's also really difficult for him to be spotted because of his camo working with that green, the shrubbery there, I'm going to call it. But, I mean, it's just going to take a little more time here. Meanwhile, BRDM doing a wide right flank. Not sure if the BTR crewed by Ode is going to see anything. Actually, they have the gun pointing way up. I don't know why they're looking up, but if they lowered that gun, they would have seen the BRDM push by. So lucky break there by Green 4, but I
am willing to bet. Yep. The trench, you see the deflate direct to the, what is this, east of the BTR, just by the road right there.
Yep.
They're going to dismount and push down that and try and take out that BTR, which is now...
Yeah, they do have the RPG-32, and I'm willing to bet Sanders has his assistance, so that's going to give him 6 shots, but yep, the BTR is starting to push ahead. I wouldn't say the chance has been lost just yet. Op 4's taking its time, but if Independent were to move up this little riverbed here with concealment, they could get behind the BTRs. Right where the BTR is, there's another riverbed right here. That could at least put them in the position of the other BTR, but now we're going to have to rely on Independent trying to find the balance between caution and mobility. Sanders trying to line up a shot, realizing he missed it, but he is now sprinting for it. Even though it is a little bit risky, I think they're banking on the fact that Op 4 is pushed all the way up. If Op 4 had some rear security, this would be a different story, but I think Independent could easily get a few free kills on these BTRs. We see Dingo and Stray Dog coming around. They got to keep low, though, because the BTRs have definitely deployed some infantry. We got some members of TSB in here.
They are manning the machine gun teams.
Yep. And the BTR is watching this forested area, so Dingo's got to be really careful when he moves up here. Meanwhile...
Its gun will not be able to swing left to hit Dingo, though.
Yeah.
Road's in the way.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. People don't think about that, though. They don't think about the little blind spot that the BRDM has on the little light, but I don't think the 80s have that issue. Usually it's the 60s and 70s, that little strobe light on the top right.
That was a pro move. Johannesson just gave Standers his binoculars to try and make sure he can make the shot. I think he might try and wedge that shot between... Oh, what do we have here?
He needs to move closer, though.
Ode is hopped out of the BTR. Standers has a... Nope, Dingo has a shot.
By the way, T5 Bay... Real quick, T5 Bay, Dooley, and Logan checking the forests that Alpha for Op 4 was in. If they look right, they might be able to spot the gases and some movement in the tree line.
Ode just knocked out Dingo.
I told you if he moved up that vector, he was going to get spotted, and I believe that was a kill. Because I don't see his body.
Yep. It's a headshot right behind the building.
Yeah, you do not want to be on the front of that 14.5 millimeter. It is the biggest caliber of bullet you usually see in Friday night fights.
With an AK.
Wow, even better.
I know.
Even better.
I kinda wish I had
what
that
a Chad.
That was a really good shot.
Dang, I missed it. Oh well, but Standers now running up behind. BTR might try to reposition, but if it pulls back like this, it's going to make itself an easier target for Standers.
Come on, Standers. Come on, Standers, get that RPG out.
Standers has a perfect shot here. And misses!
Oh no!
BTR doesn't know that it was just engaged, and there's the kill. BRDM pushing around with 7 guys on the back. Will the other BTR swing its gun around, though? I don't think it's realized that its buddy's been injured. Seen some dismounts. Oh my god. Hold up, BTR might have just noticed. Now they're firing back and forth. but BTR is trying to be mobile instead. We also see Rek getting out. Another good player managed to knock out Ipu.
This puts my boys in a pinch.
Victor just got shot by something.
Send in
Severe, I don't think notices that there's a massive amount of combat going on his left flank. Now he's hearing that heavy caliber.
Just got killed.
Yep. That usually doesn't mean everyone's dead, but it does look like the driver. Nope, the driver just got knocked too. So yeah, everyone in that BTR is dead. Independent could potentially steal a BTR now. That would be devastating. And now you're seeing some movement in the Op4 line over here. Sholin pushing up on his own. He's the demo guy, though. At least I thought he was. So this is a little risky.
Across the map, the other BRDM just encountered the rest of the Reds' main force and is doing their best to line them up and gets hit by an RPG. Isn't killed.
She's still going, though.
That was a direct hit to the turret as well.
Turret's still active, though, from the looks of things. Dodging another RPG shot. That's really well done.
So what is happening here?
So now the BRDM is running down up for Prozzy.
Is right next to him. Oh. Defense is gonna
another
walk
knockout.
into him. Nope, Devenser probably spotted his legs. Yeah. Come on, Devenser, you see him. You have to see him.
He did not.
He did not.
He's getting tunnel vision on the rock.
Mm-hmm.
BRDM's pulled back. Looks like it's doing a little bit of repair. We still have the Green 4 BRDM moving around. Sholin might actually get away with this, and that's funny as hell.
I will be happy if he does.
By the way, Op4 is using AK-74, and Sholin looks like he's using an AKM. Prozzy coming right up to this guy's bush.
Come on, Prozzy, look to your left.
He's gonna literally back up into him.
No! Prozzy, turn!
The old guard. Wait, Prozzy!
No!
No!
No! You.
Like I said,
Sholin, kill him.
if I were
Kill
to
him,
bet
Sholin.
between TSB and Scandi Recon. See, TSB made the same mistake last week in Winter Wonderland, last third round of EU. The only reason they spotted the enemy two guys in rocks was because Audrey Hotto spotted them. Like, Audrey Hotto, the guy that got 21 kills in a single round.
Chance, though. Platoon HQ is coming up now.
Sholin could potentially snipe them, though. I think he's just getting recon data for what's over here. Looking over on the other side, not that much is going on. We see some T5 Bay with Dooley and Logan looking around back to Op4's force. They're still trying to repair the BRDM, but Alpha's turned around looking for them now.
Past him. Shoot him! Thank you!
Wow.
Oh my god. Sorry, I don't mean to get heated, but that was upsetting me.
No, don't be. I mean, Severe, you gotta remember, though, he's a really good PvP guy.
Good.
So, Sholin, I think, jumped the gun there, saw the long-range radio, and figured that was the leader. That's probably who he was waiting for, was someone in leadership to swing by. Just with less people, though. So, yeah, he was trying to catch one or two out of position, but unfortunately lost that fight.
Someone is driving the BTR around, but... Oh, there goes a body.
Tactical flip. That's because I think Torodi was in the Vic and just disconnected. Sholin also disconnects there, waiting for the next round. But yeah, I think whoever's in there is going to solo crew that. But Standers might get another RPG out and just finish it.
No, I think they're going to come and pick up Stanners and the other guy and use that BTR.
Oh, you're right. I think the camo in there is Woodland. So yeah, that's the stolen BTR.
That is a stolen BTR.
Amazing.
I think this is the first time I've seen a vehicle successfully stolen.
I've seen it one other time,
like
but
a heavy one of the heavy assets.
No, definitely. So, my question is, where are they gonna drive them, though?
We have Platoon HQ of Green pushing up into Alpha's position now. They all know that they are there. All of Alpha is converging on Hippie.
Drake, I guess, trying to find a good dismount spot. He's with Twig Kane. Drake being one of the marksmen. Grenade thrown. Right on the car, takes out its wheels for any sort of escape. Drake getting mowed down by a machine gun. He's still alive, though. Hippie pushing up, catches Twig out of position. There goes independent platoon. Not even platoon, you're right, command. And Drake gets hit a few more times with machine gun. Now I'd like to see one of these Op4 guys steal the marksman rifle. They should. I see people do it from time to time, and it always helps.
If I can get my hand, if I'm a rifleman and I can get my hands on a machine gun, yeah, take it.
Independent BRDM on the left flank, meanwhile, got cooked off. Mountain being medicked up by Legs, because Legs is a medic, so he should be able to save him. But now Independent should be getting a good idea of where Op4 is coming up on.
And for some reason, Red is stalling on their push into Sector 1.
They just gave Stanners a copy of the crewman earmuffs, and they're going to make him drive around, well, actually, no, gun with someone else in the BRDM. Oh, they pulled out an Op4 body and just executed him. There, now it's green, because it was red on my roster for a while, because there's an unconscious guy in it, so.
I was wondering what was with that.
Yeah.
It looks like they're all just going to swap to it, and honestly speaking, they could probably use that to get pretty close to one of the other sectors, because they might not know that BTR is enemy if they at least ride inside of it.
Yeah, not outside, because that would give it away. I would keep both Vics, because, you know, two 14.5 millimeters is going to be a very dangerous weapon, especially when there is so few avenues for Op4 to advance on. But I would say, so far, even though Green 4 just had their commander decapitated, just because they have the extra BRDM, or excuse me, BTR now, limiting Op4 to just one, while Green 4 has their one BRDM and have stolen a BTR. They have a little bit of an advantage here, but let's check skulls on the left side roster here. So we have Twig, Drake, Dingo, only 3 KIA. Mountain just woke back up from Legs, where on Op4 we got Dead Joe, Peju, Patriots, and actually, that's it. So, no, never mind. The body count's pretty even, but the amount of vehicle losses have been more on Green 4 side, only because, or excuse me, Op 4 side, because Green 4 was able to commandeer that BTR, but otherwise it would be even, because, again, they lost, what?
Green 4 is headed north with those vehicles, possibly to try and find the mortar position, which was never moved out of their spawn.
No, I'm willing to bet they're going to try to go behind the Op4 flank on the left, like you called out, and try to go behind them.
Fuel vehicles being deaded.
Yeah, but again, it's useless because, see, this would have been beautiful if they forced Op4 in here more, but unfortunately, it didn't work. No kills. So again, to the people that will watch this video back, yeah, no, definitely, they had a really good spread on these explosions. They took out like the entire central line of the sector, but honestly, what they needed to do is just wait in that bush, let them come in, and then do that explosive trap, and that would have been so much more effective. But unfortunately, it was a little bit of a squander.
So if we look over on the left,
I'm going to scroll down the names, and if you see a 15th MEU, feel free to call it out.
Who knows where they're trying to go?
And then I saw that 100 bits, greetings from Australia.
Cooked off BRDM.
We just had another explosion in the sector.
There's no one looking.
I know there's a few people playing from the 15th MU and EU, but normally they play NA, which is another few hours from now.
There we go. Now we got some people.
Anyway, scrolling up. Nat, thank you so much for the 100 bits. Normally you don't catch Twitch because of the time difference, I feel that, but hello from Australia. Hello from America to Australia.
Second BTR
I've been to Australia, it's pretty nice.
The field straight towards Logan and T5.
Hey, Scandi Recon on Independent, they're attacking an Op4 position. It's Op4's forward position on the left flank. Also, some Independent guys might catch that BTR out of position. Flying Finn just gets a kill. Infidel stopping 2600. K from running around. Missing his shots. Nope, there we go.
Headshot.
Yep. Finn died, though.
With that machine gun. Finn died? Oh.
Don't know from where, though.
I think he got hit by a grenade.
Nemesis flanking around, doing some suppression. I think he took a little bit of a hit there. Doing a quick... nope, thought he was reloading. Infidel now pushing up. Doing a reload, checking that window. Nemesis going down. What hit him? Infidel knocking out Glenn, pulling back. Smolf pushing around, but catches Infidel. Wow. Nemesis back up. Crawling behind, might try to do some medical here. Also, BTR 80, I think, spotted some of these Green 4 guys, is trying to shoot them. Might catch T5 Bay out in the... Yeah, T5 Bay is in trouble.
None of them have AT.
Yeah. And OPFOR, those two vehicles are still, excuse me, Green 4. Independent or Green 4, same thing.
There we go. T5
yeah, there goes T5. Yep. That was 14.5 that pushed in, hit him in the legs. But Green 4 still has those two vehicles. The Commandeer won the BRDM out of position on the northern side. Nemesis, meanwhile, bandaging up, staying prone in the back.
So what are these? What is the captured vehicle?
I don't know what they're doing back there. I think they're just waiting in reserve. Stray Dog, meanwhile, pushing to the northern side of where Sector 1 was, trying to get some eyes on the OPFOR force coming down. And we got Kaja in the back here getting shot at by OPFOR. I wonder if Nemesis might just try to wait for them to come over this open field so he can shoot them. But I think Misu just saw Nemesis. Nemesis managing to hit Oscar. And unfortunately, the Chad gets gunned down.
It was a good try, though.
Definitely.
We have other people, another fire team.
Denaldo pulling out an RPG. Hitting high. Fragmentation getting a few licks in, but nothing too major there. Immediately getting return fire on. But now we're starting to see the skirmishes of this operation unfold. But OPFOR does not have a lot of time left. Sector 2 they could steamroll in, but Sector 3... They could make it in the 20 minutes that are remaining, but if OPFOR keeps getting slowed down, time will start becoming an issue here. Oh, OPFOR has some beautiful dug trenches here for their one of their PKPs to bipod on. Suppressing to the left. I think they're misidentifying where Green 4's position is, but it's at least putting some fire over there to make Green 4 think about it. I highly doubt Nemesis is going to wake back up, but we have Misu in the open. I'm hoping Kaja pokes out and hits him. There's the shots. Oh, this is perfect because he's picking them up. Come on, Kaja. Come on, Kaja. This is perfect. 2-for-1 special on OPFOR. Take it. Kaja!
I think he's trying to line up a GL shot.
Possibly.
But he has a smoke round loaded in it.
It's alright, shooting smoke at him to freak him out. Sounds about right.
And they all missed him. That
so Stray Dog, by the way, is right behind OPFOR. They're loading up in some gases. But I think, yeah, they're going to load up in the gases, just drive down the riverbed. So Stray, instead he's now pulling north, unfortunately. The BTR has pushed by. Logan's still back here, riding the riverbed, waiting to stop. No, he's still crawling down it. And then we have Dooley walking down as well. I think this was the BRDM crew that got blown up in the beginning to Arma, so now they're just backcapping. So I'd love to see Dooley get behind this one OPFOR position and again try to get some rear hits, just as Scandi Recon tried to do, but ended up pretty much breaking even.
We've got the one remaining red BTR headed towards where, well, they might see each other.
We might see some vehicle warfare in a second, but...
OPFOR definitely has the advantage on, or sorry, Independent has the advantage for the vehicles now.
Yep.
So if they do...
But if that OPFOR BTR catches... Oh, no, you're right, they did just dismount, because that BRDM had a bunch of guys in the back. That would have been easy pickings. But honestly, that BTR needs to pull up to kind of assist this OPFOR flank coming around. Also, Dooley is dead. Looks like part of OPFOR Charlie... I see them looking back where Dooley was. Yep, here's his body. Dooley unfortunately lost the 360 security fight. That's unfortunate.
And still... Oh, there we go. Now the mortar...
Oh, shit. Look at Sector 2. Those gases were from the riverbed. They just pushed in with vehicles. That's exactly what I wanted to see this round.
And now green is, if you look, green is completely falling back from...
Oh yeah, they're going to scramble now to Sector
line.
3. That was a delay in action because they knew Op4 had this major force here, so they were just trying to stall it. They weren't expecting Op4 to break off from the riverbed force, push those gases around, and take Sector 2. So now... Go ahead.
They've completely remounted all of those vehicles and if they were smart, they are going to hard push to Sector 3, but they have to be a little careful about it because they could run straight into... Foxtrot and Platoon for
one of the big issues though is look at the river and look how it's getting deeper towards Sector 3, so they might not be able to pull a vehicle around it.
Well, we also have Killer, Potato,
got a
and
light spot
they don't
right
have
there
a
though.
machine gun over there. They have a bunch of like
Cyan, yes, thanks for the 8-month
right
resub.
there
Good
is
evening
fine.
for you
they
too.
Are in the clear open.
Hope you keep
They're
enjoying the
dudes with long
operations.
ranges.
And I hope you get a kick out of this.
Killer and Jonathan. They
Seriously,
know
man,
that
stay safe. 73, I don't think they really do vehicle stuff. I am still remaking 73 Eastings for my group, though. That'll be seen later, maybe, so. What's up? Hiccups, too. Ah.
Grenade round going out towards... And they landed short.
By the way, those two green 4 Vics, it looks like they're going down the SSR, and they're going to try to just push to Sector 3 here. Gazes are being rushed in. Ballot here has one drive right in front of me, just stares at it going, wait a second. But if he were to turn around, he could shoot out Hippies, because Hippies has his door open. Ballot. Come on, Ballot. Ballot, just notice those are bad guys, dude. So Op4 literally pushing in. Green 4 now engaging.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Those are bad guys. I'm going to laugh my ass off.
Oh my god,
actually,
that was amazing.
I'm not even going to laugh. Op4 has a shit ton of dudes right here, and a lot of Green 4's guys are still completely out of position. Those vehicles are still way a ways away. This could be a devastating rush, but I did call this out at the beginning. If Op4 just vehicle rushes, they could win. And here we are, seeing the vehicle rush. Luck and Robertson getting in a 1v1 right here. No decisive winner. Oh, he got caught reloading! And there's Sky Online knocking him out there. That is not what you want to see Green 4 doing right now, though. So Green 4, the forces that are outside the sector are now focusing on the riverbed force coming in. Those vehicles also still coming on, but they're a ways away. Green 4 needs to just be hauling ass back. Wow. They just... Green 4 committed too many guys to counterattacks when they needed to keep more guys on defensive hurdles here. Hudson trying to get a shot on Vito, but Vito just bitch slapped him with that PKM. There's the 15 minutes remaining marker. I thought Op4 was going to lose this on time, but Op4 immediately changed tactics with those gases and literally blitzcraig these last areas, and that is really making waves here. Let's see, Green 4 down to 2 defenders now. Op4 still has a lot of guys on push here. We have some of Alpha 2 coming in, but Green 4... With that, with the vehicles, they've got about a squad worth of guys. Let's see. It would be 5 extra dudes to dismount, keeping guys in the driver and gunner seats of those Vics. That could help turn the tide. Op4 not sure if they have any AT to deal with this situation.
They need to hurry up. Op4 needs to hurry up and start clearing this quicker if they want to win.
They're doing their best, though. This is a really big AO, which is why I recommended Green 4 have a lot more guys in defense. But now Olaf and Op and Grums from that Alpha detachment are going to come in here. And the vehicle's pushing in, but Op4 on the riverbed winning that fight. They're going to be able to get reinforcements out. Yeah, I don't see a single Op4 guy with AT. Hippie does have Grenadier rounds. But if they take Standers out and take his AT stick, though, they could take out both of those BRDMs. Meanwhile, Op4, what they need to consider is mounting dudes in that BTR and just shuttling a lot of guys out. Looks like Jaxa is down with a truck, but he's getting target fixated on Logan harassing him. Jaxa really needs to get down there, get his guys mounted, and focus on the objective, not the hostiles here. Because the longer he waits, the more time it's going to take for them to get here.
Straight on getting rounds into the back of...
Yep, I'm seeing that.
Spear is down. They got the... he sniped out the dude with the long range
Yep, Stray Dog doing a really good job picking the guy in charge. These guys are none the wiser. Logan, by the way, who stalled that truck, is now getting disconnected, but I think he's okay. We're seeing a lot of intense PvP on Sector 3. More Green 4 guys that pushed in, though. Wow.
They did push into
because
the
Green
sector.
4 didn't get into the sector itself. God damn.
Wow.
So unfortunately, see, and Grums wakes back up, though, but if they're all knocked unconscious, then it counts it. Wow, oh wow,
They
that...
the edge. They needed to just get decided.
Green 4, yep, they dismounted too early. Oh, wow. What a blitzkrieg there. That was a crazy round. I love the vehicle tactics that were switched on. That made it very, very well done. Now we've got plenty of time for round 3. All right, let's get back up there.
That went very smoothly for up 4.
Wow.
I have to call into question the gun balance right now. Every single 1v1 that was had with In4 against Op4 was pretty much lost by Indy.
Please put it. Hey, break. Please put it into the feedback channel.
Op 4-1.
Yep, I'll second that. We've got a we
Buy a
have an
clutch.
EU feedback channel specifically for all of
Byro
these things.
Lottie.
And so far, no one's commented on it yet tonight. So people, if you do have feedback and stuff like that, please do put it in, because we tend to have a meeting here once a week, sometimes twice between the staff, where we go through absolutely everything that gets said, and we make sure that we observe and sort out every single thing that goes on.
Dingo, you see my poke?
All right, let's see.
Just to question my last round. Was I the last independent guy on Sector 3?
Yep.
Yeah, same.
Fuck!
I was trying to pick him off when they took
We nearly ran past you as well. I don't know why we dismounted so early. That was stupid.
No, it was my fault. I ran away from Sector 3 to come greet you guys and catch you on camera coming in. I was hoping Nelson would have been, or like a commander move and like be alive somehow.
It's
All right,
okay,
let's
Snoop.
see.
We all make terrible mistakes.
Blue 4 is
We all
attacking
fuck up
Op 4.
irredeemably and catastrophically sometimes.
Yes.
Some of us more than others.
We did some pretty good
Right,
work, though.
break. Gonna go for the numbers again. Task Force Griffin, how many are you on?
Just one.
Armor Finland?
11.
Did I read
TSB?
that right?
9.
Scandi Recon?
Okay, so...
Nope,
AA?
still not letting...
Well, fuck.
Break. AA, how many numbers are you on? Is there anyone from AA still here?
Yeah, I can count. Then go give me a sec. I don't think Mountain's here.
All right, buddy. I'll come back to you guys at the end. 19th.
We are 7.
4
CSC.
chords.
Anyone still here from CSC? Okay, 29th.
Wait, one.
All right, what would be some good music? You know,
Looks
let's
like
do
7.
fonts.
Looks like Arma Finland's strength is dropping to 7 as well.
Roger that. FK?
How many players do
3.
we have?
15th.
3.
13th.
2.
TAU.
5.
Zeus Community.
15.
242.
2.
1RW.
Hold on 1 second.
Bruh, you've had a long time to count. RS.
9.
All right, 3 blue, 4 APCs.
Dingo, did you already call AA?
And nothing dedicated for Alpha.
Yes, thank you. RS.
Free.
Cheers, bud. Cadian.
1.
BPL.
3.
What ads?
AA.
7.
And still no one from CSC?
Excuse me, CSC was 1.
Did ads just get put on my channel? What?
No worries, my dude. Has anyone from the second joined us yet? Anyone from TKP?
I was just updating commands. That's.
Okay, are there any other groups who have joined us, but I have not just called out for numbers?
I was just updating my what? Oh, that's kind of sus, Twitch. All right, emergency meeting. I vote Twitch is the imposter. Let's vent. Right there.
TFG will be 2.
At these days, what can I do about it if Twitch or YouTube decides to do something? You know, I'll just complain about it, but literally I have no power. So, whatever. Just vote Twitch to get vented there. Twitch kind of sus. I'm gonna get some people this weekend and play some Among Us and try to make some highlight reels for you guys. Woo! 9 remain. Ay. Anyway, this is round 3, the third and final round. The reason why we see Viralati used a lot is because it's actually a really big map compared to something like Ruha, where it is only like 8x8, and then the other European foresty map, which I'm blanking on the name. I think it's Suma, maybe? It's the one where I had that Christmas Pataru op for 40k. It's the same one. Or Halama. That might be it too. Actually, those are 2 separate maps, but you know those are like only 8x8 or 10x10. I'm pretty sure they're 8x8. So, Larry, Larry, stop it! Stop it!
Send in goat team.
Can I take?
We have more subs than viewers at this point. Okay, it's not needed.
I think Twig took it last round.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say, Twig, if you can company lead, you can't company lead again.
He's gonna be another guy where he's.
No one donates to Mox. He will forever stay moderator.
Send in goat team 6.
Okay.
Okay, deep breath. If you got a sub from Larry, make sure you thank him. Larry, I hope you keep enjoying the ops. I hope you're all staying safe among COVID-19. If you're American, I hope you vote in the upcoming election. That's the only political statement I'm going to make for this stream. And I hope everyone keeps enjoying the content.
Let's get...
Send in goat team 6.
Yeah, kind of. If you got a sub from Larry, make sure you thank him.
Option leadership.
Send in goat team 6.
I can guarantee you this there. There's no way in hell Larry's going to be able to trump Monadict at the top, man.
Blue Fort.
Absolutely no way.
6 now.
Got Task Force Griffin, Opful.
That is true. He has secured second. No, Larry, you're not saying in time. No.
Okay. Scandi Recon, Opful, Option for Leadership.
No, he's not getting close.
We will pass. Team 6.
Okay.
Mox, I
have hoped that I was some
God.
From Blue Fort.
Send in goat team 6.
Some of the stuff we deal with in channel moderation, it's gonna be bad too. I hope What's That's here to moderate for tomorrow with CCO 8, because that's gonna get cancerous. But at least Remy is gonna be on Op4 too, so there's not gonna be any of that stream sniping bullshit. But with some of those people that came onto my stream, I'm glad I reinstated What's That's mod. I know he gets into some arguments with people in chat, but and no, I'm not leading again.
Oh no, we've got leadership now. Okay, Op4.
You're fine. And yes, Mox still has 12 months worth of sub, which is great.
Let's get
yeah, right, O'Don. I appreciate it. I appreciate all my mods, even Moxie.
Let's get the 13th. Op4.
Yeah, I have to have a chat with Moxie about something different later on, but...
Send in goat team 6.
Hey, tier 3 rotation. Alright, so we've got about 105 people in the channel, so I'm just going to label it off as 105-person PvP. I'm hoping NA we get to like 140 though, but, you know, it'll take time. It doesn't help that I didn't really advertise it this much this week, but now I have a good backlog for it, so...
BPL on Op4, and let's get 242 on Blue 4.
Send in goat team 6.
Gee, why is Larry putting big numbers down?
Groups who have not been assigned a slot yet?
That scares me. Larry, no more big numbers. You're not allowed big numbers anymore.
On Blue 4.
Modadict, if you're here, stop Larry from doing bad things, please.
Units who have not yet been given slotting.
All right, 42 v 35, 104 on the server.
Good. Right, everyone get slowed up in your positions, and then we'll deal with Centaur.
There's a lot of unslotted sections here, so we'll probably see
so we can crack on
55 v 45 or something.
Team 6 now.
Mox, you're tipsy. Nice.
Indigo Fox, are you here?
Yeah, I am. What's up?
Right, Indigo.
What is the last subs until?
Yes, we are.
Fantastic. So
wait, what is the last subs until my next pay?
If you jump into community leaders chat room, the staff will join you there, and we will commence.
That is the last subs. Okay.
So
don't write till your next, dude. You've done enough. You've done enough.
Okay.
It's perfectly okay. You've given more than enough.
Remember a Centaur, go to the assigned team that I give you, please.
That's Larry.
I
have the power. He already made me kind of cry a few streams 2 weeks ago, actually.
Asafoka Op 4.
Larry kind of sus, not gonna lie. First it was Twitch, now it's Larry.
Op 4. D-Brit. Blue 4.
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
Gubbin.
I saw Larry venting.
Send in Goat Team 6 now.
Look, all I'm saying is you haven't experienced fear in Among Us until you go to electrical to do the wall panel task, and then you see a guy jump out of the vent right in front of you, and you have to charge to the emergency meeting before he murders you.
Connected. It's connected.
Lasergen.
That's how you get anxiety.
Wait for a second.
Send in Goat Team 6.
I mean,
no, Don, if you want real chaos in an Among Us game, you name yourself a color and then your character is a different color. Okay? That's how you play hardcore Among Us. Your names are different colors than your character.
Blue 4. Karja.
I mean, we could do some Among Us in between EU and NA if you guys want.
The Northern Rock.
Like after this round, give me like 5 minutes to get some dinner, but we can totally have an Among Us lobby in TSB if you guys want.
Op 4.
And we can stream the Terror, and that will be the
let's see how those numbers
mid Friday night fight entertainment.
Flash on Op 4.
No, no, Mox, that's a terrifying name. That's a terrifying name.
The resting places.
You can't use that name. That's too scary.
Last round of FNF NA, and remember that EU, and the NA event is just round the corner. So if you're not armored out,
Barb, you know she has a name, right?
In just over 2 hours time, I think.
Alright, so you can be in the stream. You're spectating, so there's no stream sniping.
Can I ask a question? For the platoon sergeant, platoon leader, is there a difference in kit, or they pretty much have the same thing?
They have the same.
I'll get $1 per kill. I'm a really shitty imposter.
Maximin, Cager,
you just gotta go for the double taps.
I was just having trouble getting in.
Send in Goat
Roger
Team
that.
6 now.
Remember, guys, if anyone is having any trouble, jump out, jump back in again, and it should work.
I don't wanna talk public stuff from the past. I just leave the sleeping dogs line. There's a reason I haven't touched Star Sim in a long time. There's another reason why I'm gonna continue not touching Star Sim for a long time.
Roger that. When they both join.
That's all you gotta worry about.
Send in Goat Team
Vacant
6
slot.
now.
Op 4? Yeah,
he's Rob is would be Bravo 2, so.
Okay, fantastic.
Send
right,
we're hitting all the soft spots. Yep.
So
yes, we are. Hot damn. Anyway, like I predicted, 55 be about 45. Mountain commanding for Op 4, Blue 4 being commanded by Jonathan. I haven't seen him command before, so this will be interesting.
Bravo 1, you need a TL.
Of course you're drunk, Mox. You know, actually, fun fact, 2 weeks ago, Sorensic was on the stream for a few minutes, because I noticed he got a gift sub. So he still occasionally comes on here just to lurk.
Alright.
That's what scares me the most.
Just been voluntold to take Bravo 1 TL. Thank you. We're good to go.
Strong effort. Jonathan, you've got 1 minute on the clock, my dude. So
Can I recommend a good desert map?
Right, Drake, could I have you go...
I'd recommend Kadal, but Kadal was super memory leaky the last time I used it. Otherwise, Kadal is like a really good map. The outskirts of Mogadishu isn't too bad either, but it's small.
Corporal Bay.
If you want, like... Fallujah also has some good deserts on the outside, but again, they're small compared to the rest of the map.
Marksman as soon as Hippie opens up the slot for me as PL.
What else?
Hello.
Lithium is a good Afghanistan map, but it's not like pure desert, you know?
Can we have a 29th member as Bravo squad lead? The entirety of Bravo is...
Got it.
29.
I don't know. Desert...
yeah, other than that...
desert stuff.
Seems good.
I just need Corporal Bay with me on Platoon Marksman first platoon, please.
No, Iceberg, I tested it a month later. I was literally memory leaking just walking around. It's because of all the rock assets in the desert.
He's in the marksman's left right now. He needs to move for Bay.
I don't know, again, it's hard, because I've been looking for a replacement map for 73 Eastings, but I haven't really been able to find much.
Go ahead, Bay.
Hey, Reg, do you want to pull down to the vehicle with us? I'll take Charlie squad lead.
Okay, let's push through to the briefing.
Also, I saw someone ask about Serentic. Don't worry about it, okay? Just,
As we push through to the briefing, please urge
he's a streamer, he's allowed to do what he wants, and if he wants to turn dev funerals into recruitment drives for his unit, he's more than capable. He can do that. I don't care.
As not only does it help us on the server level of things,
we don't have to worry about that.
It's a good shout to help
we don't have to worry about that at all. Also, I don't know who's still streaming in that multi, so...
Absolutely solid missions tonight. It's been a great variety of terrain.
Battle of Porlolati.
Enjoyable squad and Arcor, and
it's a beach fight.
Massive efforts you're putting into getting all this stuff sorted for us.
Alright, round 3. It is a terminal takedown again. Terminals aren't in any specific order. Blue 4 can go in via boats, or they can go in on the ground here.
Who is our mission maker
along this left flank and get bottlenecked. So if I was Op 4, I would, of course, Flying Finn made this. He made the last one in this sector as well.
Alright, so uplink, non-sequential terminals,
This is cool. I like this with the rivers in here.
As you can see, there's lots of water in between, so makes things interesting.
Are there boats?
There are boats.
All right, I'm gonna drop down to the casting couch.
Not 4.
All right, so I will say this, guys, because the pog faces are reminding me, guys. If I am ever like, if someone breaks into my house live on stream or something, and you hear a fight going on in the background, I want to see that entire chat filled with pog faces, okay? Just because of that iFunny meme, okay? Just because of it. We need to recreate memes, okay? Recreate memes in the budget. It'll turn emote only until either I get back on or the guy robbing my house gets on and becomes Liru. No. Okay, fine. No, Liru it's a right, okay? If you can, because I don't show my face, anyone could be Liru, okay? So it's just rising to the occasion. Mox is already broken. Also, someone delete this VOD.
I've seen your face.
You haven't seen my face?
You wanna bet?
Was it from the Facebook leak?
No.
Was it from...
You showed your reflection in an unboxing video, never caught it.
Did I?
Yes.
Oh, weird. Huh. Neat. I got nothing to say to that then.
I think you took that video down though for another reason. I'm fucking with you. I actually haven't.
Yeah, because I was trying to think, like, the only one I've taken down. You know, I have the memory of a goldfish. Yeah, I wasn't sweating. I was literally like, wait, which unboxing video did I take down? Because I've taken videos down for a variety of reasons. But I'm like, wait, which one's that? Like, fuck. I don't remember.
So they get namers, and
No one's seen my face. There's only been one leak. Ever. And that was quickly purged. Oh, these are the freaking vanilla APCs, so they probably have their weaponry scripted to,
Oh, yeah, it's rescripted. Just
7.62 and, 50 cal. Meanwhile, we have, Arcor and T5 Bay. Oh, the two marksmen got spawned on their own with these quad bikes, but those quad bikes, there's no way for the— Oh no, there's a bridge that was made, except there's a hole in the bridge. The bridge doesn't work. Or does it?
Oh.
Is it moving with the waves?
Yeah, it's a pontoon bridge. That was added with the most recent RHS update.
I'm not gonna lie, this isn't glitchy as
I am completely expecting the
I want
to
to see something get armed.
outer space. I really wish we could teleport and ask T5 Bay and Arcor, hey, do you trust this bridge?
I don't trust that bridge, man.
I don't trust the bridge. So the first one, the first pontoon that links it to land can't be attached to the others. If you look at it, so they'll have to hit it at just the right time.
I feel like we're playing Sonic.
I don't know if I trust that at all.
Like, I wanna see this though. Like, it's cool, but it's like, Jesus. Like, don't go on it on a wavy day, that's for sure.
So Red 4 gets a shit ton of transport trucks. They got some of their cords. This mission was made by Finn, by the way.
Yeah, he made the last major operation, which I really enjoyed the balance with Logan in the boat, but I'll be curious to see how this one goes. I'm surprised Op4 didn't get a boat to counter, but I guess Finn wanted to keep the combat away from the actual water and instead use that as routes. But I would have loved to see some more helicopter and boat battles again, but instead it looks like we're just going for general ground infantry, but
Oh dear lord, take
Where's,
a look at Terminal 1. Moxie, it was you? I watched you vent. How dare you?
I don't see Blue 4's boats. Oh, there they are. Alright, so they're on the dock. But alright, let's look at these terminal sites because I know Finn likes to build these up. So Terminal 1 is a dome.
It's a dome?
It's a dome.
No cover aside from the dome.
It's a dome.
Whatever the hell that is in the crater, I have no clue what it is.
It looked like some sort of wench.
Wench?
I don't know either.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Radioactive construction equipment. Yay, Chernobyl. Let's look at Terminal 2. It's where Op4 spawns. They have a nice little base. Got some decent fortifications dug around. We've got a Russian flag on top. Let them feel patriotic. And of course, they can dig a trench perimeter around as well. That would be cool to see. And then Terminal 3 is just a little bit of a town. Cool. Not seeing any custom fortifications anywhere else. Well, it's cut and dry for this map. I like the lighting. I like the darkness. The spread's really interesting. If I was Op4, I would definitely defend Terminal 2. I have no idea what I do for like the other two terminals. I don't know. But I love this pontoon bridge. I might use it in an op because this looks cool, and I want to see.
You can make it pretty much as long as you want, by the way.
Yeah, just to go with the waves.
So it can carry. In theory, it can carry most of the light vehicles and I'm not sure if it can carry a tank or not, but he did say don't put the APCs on it, so.
I want to put the APCs on it.
I know, right? I want to see that.
I want to see what happens.
Either, well, I mean, if that's not what they do, the APC is going to have like a half-hour drive just to get to Terminal 1.
Larry, what do you need 2 of those for, man? Good luck getting them. I hear that they're really tough to get. I haven't really been looking at that much tech history. I've been too busy between school
Badwolf says he's used
and everything
it in one
else.
of his ops, but I don't.
Oh, is Badwolf in your chat?
I'm not streaming.
Oh, whoops. I forgot.
I'll stream my perspective of the NA. I just don't really feel like
Who's
taking
gonna mine
away from your shit, and B,
bitcoins?
I just don't feel like streaming this. I'm being lazy.
That's fair. Yeah.
He's in your chat. You're just ignoring him, is what he says. How dare you, Liru? Such a bad streamer.
Bruh. I'm not a bad streamer. I'm a horrible streamer, okay?
So, Blue 4 gets some interesting gear. Are those 416s or M4s with Magpul? M4s with Magpul, I'm being dumb.
Up 4 with what looks like 545. They do have those static cords. I'll be curious to see how they deploy them. Plenty of transport Vix as well.
Any good ways to defend Terminal 1 aside from just rig it to explode?
Oh yeah, no, use that as an explosive trap, definitely, because the dome, you can hide charges around the
Put it all around the perimeter of the dome.
yeah,
One in the center of
the
that
internal perimeter and outer perimeter, and then one in the
Just
research
blow it
building, just as soon, like literally be hovering over the option for it to happen.
Now,
So explosive trap that. 2 is nice.
Easy to defend.
Yeah.
The only thing you'd have to worry about is anything coming in from the north. So just dig a trench from past where the vehicles are,
Trench defense.
and then that'd be fine. Terminal 3, no. That's gonna be difficult.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say worth a garrison, just, keep units sporadic, because I wouldn't have too many on the single defensive Terminal 2,
we
but
got
we'll see how things go.
And possibly Stray Dog again, headed down to Terminal 3. Dingo, I think Dingo is? Hold on, let me check. No, whoever's on the back of his ATV is the, one of the platoon marksmen. And then, no clue what is going on with the other. With Blue 4.
Stacking on top of each other.
I mean, all of them got a crap ton of ATVs and so on.
Yep.
I also have a bunch of Polarises. Actually, no, they didn't get that many ATVs. They got a bunch of the Polaris vehicles.
Hey, the bridge is 50 kilometers an hour, apparently, the speed limit.
I wouldn't go over 10 on that with the way
50 kilometers an hour, let's do it! Go into space!
Look, I'm just saying if they time it wrong...
They're gonna go to space!
You can see it rise and fall. If they time that shit wrong and catch the lip, they are screwed.
Is this Dingo and Stray Dog again about to go on a magic adventure? No, it is Dingo and Fred who's being the marksman. Okay. They're gonna probably go cover that area. Did they mention the bridge in brief?
Yes.
Yeah, so they're gonna go recon that.
They gave it to be more precise, they gave an exact grid ref of the bridge, so. Now I doubt that Dingo and Fred are gonna get there in time to do anything about the bridge, but
I think they're just gonna scout that area out. Why am I yawning? Oh, it's because it's raining and the lighting in here's bad. That's why.
Because you don't sleep. There's all the boats though, so
I wish I could sleep.
My guess, Blue 4 is gonna take some
long.
of the dudes in the APCs, some of the dudes in the boats, and they're gonna go to grid ref 096, 063 in that little cove. Push Terminal 3 from there, and then I haven't got a clue
could sleep.
It looks like they're gonna try and, oh god, it looks like some TSB dudes are gonna try and hard defend Terminal 1 somehow.
Of course they are, why wouldn't they?
I mean, there is decent rock cover up there, but some dumbass didn't turn the engine off of the vehicle, so, that's happening.
That's okay. I believe in TSB. In fact, I'm willing to put down -$5 that they're going to be successful.
I'll take that bet.
Okay, -$5 that they're going to be successful. You ready?
Yes.
Cool. You know what that means, right?
That means if they actually win, I owe you $5?
Correct. Wait. No. So it's -$5 if they're successful, which means if they're successful, you owe... Wait. -5 if they're successful. So
Just
if
divide
they're
by 0, it'll
successful,
be fine.
then you owe me $5. But if they aren't successful,
Shit.
then
Hey, Barbarian, you're just upset that you're not here because you broke your shit.
I swear to God, I used to be able to do math, okay? I got a very high percentile on the Iowa State. I was destined for greatness, and then everyone kept telling me how great I was in math that I stopped caring, and then my grades clipped in college. But that's okay, we don't have to worry about that. The shortfalls of LCPL Liru. And we have a swim team going through.
I'm sorry, what?
What? There's a swim team.
They're gonna run out of stamina before they get across.
Stamina doesn't affect swimming, though.
I thought it does.
No, it doesn't. Well, I mean, even if they run out of stamina, it doesn't affect it.
It's not even that deep, by the way.
Hey,
they're almost.
hey,
There's like a giant
have you
sandbar out
ever
there.
seen a Finnish piranha?
Well, there's not Scanny Recon there, so.
No. Level with me. Have you ever seen a Finnish piranha?
No, but I'm afraid.
Exactly, because they don't leave any witnesses, okay? So if that entire squad disappears, that's pretty sus.
My head hurts.
Mine too.
Alright, where's Scandy Recon? I'm trying to see what they're doing.
Are they Blue 4 or Op 4?
They are Op 4 and they are at Terminal 1 as well.
Hey man, defend Terminal 1. It's a giant open death pit. I mean, who doesn't want to defend Terminal 1?
To be honest, Terminal 1 is actually probably going to... Like, Terminal 1 will be one of the easiest places to defend, just considering how massive and open it is. As long as they stay on that back ridge and just don't let anyone get in.
If I was Op 4 and I was at Terminal 1, do you see that bulldozer next to the objective? Next to the dome? You see the bulldozer?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would, in one of my unboxings, a guy named Captain Contractor, he gave me a master key that opens up a lot of Bobcat vehicles. So I would take the bulldozer, I would then turn it into a killdozer, like that one US folk hero, and then I would just run over all of the... Oh shit, no, I can't do that, I get banned. Damn it, you can't run people over in Friday Night Fights. Damn it. Oh, man.
Which is good, because
the one shortfall to my plan.
I definitely want to see at least 2 people inside the dome. And
I failed again.
Just covering the entrances.
I just want to see explosives.
Yeah, that would be good too, but...
Alright, 2 minutes. I want to see this pontoon bridge. I'm not sure how the other infantry groups are going to go. And it looks like they mounted up in APCs. No one's going to take the boats going in, which kind of sucks because that means that one team that swam to that one island is going to have to spend time swimming out of that position.
We got Blue 4 playing bumper cars.
Oh, where? I want to see Arma.
3 vehicles headed southwest.
Yes, they are, and they just flipped one.
And they just flipped one.
It's back! Oh, there's number 4. Come on. Hit each other.
Morons.
I want to see it. I want to see the space program.
I think they were going to take the pontoon bridge and then saw how fucking sketchy it is and said...
It was pretty sus, you know? I wouldn't touch it either. 1 minute. That sucks though. I wanted to see those things drive over it.
I am kind of confused as to Red Force sending an entire team to that or an entire squad.
Yeah, again, because if Blue 4 doesn't take the boats, then it's going to be really tough for them to do anything. And we still have Blue 4 playing bumper cars.
Shallow enough for them to walk towards terminal.
Yeah, but not completely.
At the same time, they're just it's in the wide open. So I'm curious to see what that team does. And then on top of that.
Looks like Vicks are also starting to move on the left side. I would have loved to see Op 4 try to send a force to bottleneck.
Exactly, at the river over to the north. Or the stream, whatever you want to call that. Which they could possibly be doing. There is a vehicle with a squad in it that's headed, well, no, just 3 people, but still.
Well, right on the edge, though. But I mean, that's at least good recon. Driven by Olaf, so members of FK. And there's mission start. I'm going right to the pontoon bridge.
I'm already there.
I think they timed it just right because it's rising now. And no Arma today. Damn it! I wanted to see Space Program.
I have a feeling that it's literally just one solid object and it's just scripted to stick to the waves or something like that.
I don't believe you. I want to believe in a pontoon bridge space program. I want to see it. Alright, so anyway, Op4 developing its recon elements. They got an entire team on that small island. They're not going to do any defense on Terminal 3 or Terminal 2.
Nope, they got one person going to Terminal 3.
Wow, G-Legs is going to stop the entire Blue 4 assault. What's crazy, though, is all of, most of Blue 4 is also going to be doing one assault, so it's literally just going to be the battle for Terminal 1. Like, that's going to be it.
Well, here's the main problem, is it's literally going to take them, like, half of the allotted time just to get, like, to a dismount location, so I feel like this is going to be a max time slot. What is the maximum time, like 75 minutes?
We usually see them be about 65 minutes, so they get a warning at the 50-minute mark. That's including the 15-minute safe start thing, and then the 15-minute warning's given at that, so it's about an hour and 5 minutes per round.
One, they have heavily fortified several positions up there. So Terminal 1 is looking. I
do like the Overwatch point with the bunker, though.
Like how what I suggested of rigging it to explode, I'd still rig it to explode, but at the same time, it is the biggest and open killing field, and Blue would have a hard time getting there. It really just depends. I really hope those aren't actual Mark 19s on the vehicle.
So when they use 117s, they re-script them out to be 50 cal and 7.62. So similar like a BTR. Because a GMG, 3 GMGs would be very nasty. But the one difference, though, is with the Namars, it's really easy to shoot and disable that turret.
Yeah.
So, how many, do you see any of those cord statics put down?
I haven't been looking for those, but what I did find is I'm looking for heavy AT. We got Griffin as with Grums and Olaf as the heavy the heavy AT.
That's great that they're going to that one bottleneck though, because what do they have?
They have a Metis.
Oh.
It's gonna one-shot those APCs.
Well. That means they only have 2 shots, one for the main guy, one for the assistant, but yeah, that's a whole lot of ripperoni there, Chief.
But if I recall correctly, unless they change it with scripts as well, the namers also have thermals, so they'll be able to spot each other at
They take thermals away. They take thermals away.
Okay.
But that means I think they also unscript the thermals of the launchers too, but... no, actually no, that's a lie, they don't. Because they also use it as a thermal spotting scope when they have javelins and the vanilla javelin, which is the Titan.
I am still trying to find any of those cords, and I don't see any of them.
By the way, Fred has actually deployed at an avenue to watch for Blue 4 coming in, but that's a really thick stretch of territory, so I think he's just watching for boats instead.
I think he's watching the little harbor where I would have done a little landing.
Yeah, again, just trying to see if any boats will come in. So again, Op4 is just trying to fan its units out to see where Blue 4 is going to push their units. I'm gonna check back at Terminal 2 and see how many cords are still at base, just untouched. But I don't see any untouched, so I assume they've been mounted into VIX and they're just being set up in reserve somewhere.
We've got Blue 4 Recon way on the right, or on the south, hugging the border.
Yeah, they could get the 2 terminal sites on their own, and then it'll just be battle for Terminal 1, but...
There is an actual, like, sniper team. I think there's 2, unless he gave...
yeah, both marksmen are over there, so it's both snipers.
Well, one of them has a legitimate sniper rifle, like... Oh, no, never mind.
Yeah, they should just have the SPAR 17s with an MOS on them that fire 7.62.
I thought at first it was a PSG-1, and I was
No.
I was like, they don't have those in their mod set.
They don't have NI arms in their mod set, so it wouldn't be a PSG-1. But SPAR 17 with a scope does look pretty close, but the PSG-1 has better range than the SPAR 17 because it's still just a rifle. Larry giving Ice Wolf a sub. Larry, stop it. Nonetheless, Ice, I hope you thank him, but I hope you both keep enjoying the operations, and I hope you get a kick out of this. Oh, you're asking Mox? Well, Mox is drunk. Don't provoke him.
To be playing, but
Oh, is he?
yeah.
Well, that explains why he's tipsy now.
That explains why he's been drinking.
Yeah, right. I will say this too. What do you think sounds sexier, a javelin or a titan? I think they both sound pretty damn sexy.
I mean, I like the titan.
Titan, I feel like, has more power, but like javelin is more practical of a name because it's literally like you know.
Just the name.
Yeah, just the name of that
So,
sexy thing.
just
Because
to
they're both the same
recap-
exact weapon, you know.
Just recapping on this, they are hard defending Terminal 1. They are abandoning 2 and 3 from the like completely abandoning 2 and 3.
Yep.
And now we just have a line
Terminal
of
1
vehicles.
defense.
I think they're trying to plan a route because if you look at the map, there aren't exactly any roads that go where they need to go. And
They're
there's
going to go for Rush B.
Well,
Unfortunately, the Metis is laying in wait.
that creek, there's one little crossing area which doesn't get that deep, but it's still gonna
My hair's
slow
too
them
damn
down.
long.
And they still have to cross right in front of a heavy AT team.
Ice, have you gotten a haircut recently?
Is March recently?
I haven't got one since like December.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it feels kind of funny because like the hair on the back of my head's getting pretty long, so I'll like, you know, put my head back and forth. It just feels really weird on my back. I don't know why I'm bringing that up. It's just what my brain's fixating on since I'm pretty sure I have ADD or something.
Nothing going on in this except the
Blue 4 is planning their route. Op 4 has a Metis. Op 4 has Op 4 Island, trademark pending. And Op 4 also has open dome. I don't even know what the freaking frack to call this, but they have it, okay? Meanwhile, Blue 4 has vehicle galore and sneaky boys to the south. And that's all you need to know.
This is a terrible place, and I don't know why they have done it. I guess the southernmost defensive position or the southwestern defensive position at Terminal 1. Just check near the gas, you'll see it.
Southwest
I
of
don't
Terminal
know
1.
what they are doing there exactly. That's northwest, southwest, come on. The gas.
The lid. Ah, yes. Classic trap.
I don't know what's with that. That's pointless.
That is how you deny a route when there are so many other routes to take, you know, instead of putting it on the objective, which would be a smart idea. Oh, I thought I heard, like, bullets or something. That was just a truck. Never mind.
Yeah,
I'm
I
silly.
heard the truck and I got confused as well.
Ooh, Blue 4 looks like they're starting to split some forces off. They're doing a dismount on the right. We got a group that is going to take this small route, possibly swim through the river, and go take the other terminal sites. I'm not sure if Op 4 has noticed this. Actually, Op 4, the three-man group, with their two marksmen, they're bleeding. But it looks like they're actually looking right at that position where they dismounted, and I'm seeing some scopes go in. Yeah, one of them was bleeding. I don't know why. But they might be able to see this force come in.
They used ATVs to get there, so
Oh,
it is
driving.
also worthwhile to point out that both of the marksmen are there.
Amazing.
Fred and Dingo, and they are really good with those rifles.
Mm-hmm. It's just, I don't think based off of the route Blue 4 is going to take to go into the AO, those marksmen are going to really be that effective unless they reposition. If they start shooting at them while they're in the water, it's like fish in a barrel, but I'm not sure if they got eyes on because they're looking right at that direction, but I'm not seeing them kind of, you know when players spot other players and they'll like, get fixated and start looking in that direction? I'm still seeing these guys all looking in various directions here. It's just not exact when I go look on their first-person camera. Yeah, the fog is not doing them any favors. I think it's
also trees in the
Yep.
So.
I think the fog is just cutting things off, but they might notice this one car pulling
They'll
south.
notice Hippie driving over there for sure.
I think Hippie's just trying to find an angle where he can drive the Vic through.
Yeah.
He's gonna flood the engine though.
And it's dead. If he was literally a meter to his left, he would have been fine, by the way.
Yep.
About 2 or 3 meters to the left.
I mean, they're first person lock though, so they're not able to guess that. Oh god. Hey look, there's 2 vehicles going this route, but they are dismounting early.
I mean, they've got plenty of time to do this.
True.
Someone threw a smoke, however, and that's not going to go well.
Where? At the bigger dismount? Ah, okay.
Let's get more.
I do like the subversion of expectations here, though, but looking back at Op4...
That's what most of them try and do, so...
I think Op4 might have spotted something with Hippie moving that vehicle, because they are on the move now. They might try to get closer, and they could get some licks in, but the 2 marksman teams, there's one close by Terminal 3, the other one's going to ride it out, go to Terminal 2. There could be some really easy backcapping here.
I'm trying to find squad lead for people on the island. They're all looking that way now. Stray Dog platoon leads literally just sitting in the reeds.
Alright, sorry, just checking some text from Bloodwing. Want to keep her informed because she gets lonely.
So here's the interesting thing.
She's been doing a lot of painting recently. It's been nice.
AT is looking in the wrong direction, and if he fires that, he's gonna backblast himself on a tree.
Shh, let him backblast himself. It's hilarious. What are you talking about? The, yeah, Griffin?
Yeah. Nah, he moved. Okay.
You gotta remember, he does have the big thermal camera too, so they're just trying to look around to see what's coming from what direction. I do like how spread out Op4's gotten on Terminal 1. There could be a little few changes there with their tactics, but I like how they decide to stick with one position and hold it, so they can maximize the amount of guys.
Dingo's trying to get into a position to spot.
Yeah, they're coming around. Again, smart, because if they catch people out in the open swimming, that could be great. But I do love how Blue
Most
4...
of the crossings there are shallow enough to where they don't have to swim. They can sprint across.
True, but they're... Well, they won't be able to sprint that. It'll just show their heads, so...
Perfect targets.
I do like how Blue 4 is picking the shortest route to get through there, though. But I think by the time they get maybe half their force over, Op4 will be ready with marksman rifles to deal with it. So that first force that gets by is going to have to quickly try to get up and suppress them. Otherwise, Blue 4 is going to take some significant casualties.
Blue is going to start to get a little bit aggressive, though.
Yeah, they're, I guess, trying to find a route to cross this little
trying to find the safest
river
place,
here.
safest
Yeah.
route to take from the looks of it. We got Arcor and Twig King seem to be taking the backlines to Terminal 2. Killer and T5 are just trying to scout whatever they can find. I guess they think they heard something to their west because they're all prone and looking that way.
Griffin's still focusing on the southern flank. Dingo almost getting his guys sorted, but they slowed down a little bit. That could cost them some really valuable time. We do have a Gaz driving around the eastern side of Terminal 1, but it's going back to Terminal 1. Maybe they forgot something and just repositioning.
Been driving back and forth between Terminal 1 and 2.
Probably
they
just
might have picked up the cords because they're not there anymore.
Maybe. Might just be rear patrol, but then again, how would Blue 4 get in there?
The marksman team seems to be trying to get to some sort of position. They're not going to get there in time to be able to actually take any shots on anyone.
Yeah. I get them playing it cautious, but I always see in Friday night fights, caution... It's great that everyone's cautious, but it usually costs the game. Because one marksman being super cautious, trying to get a perfect shot, even though he's had really good opportunity already, it can really cost them. Now I think Op4 have failed to properly reposition here, thinking Blue 4 was a lot closer than they actually were, and now, yeah, that whole force is going to go by.
Or one of them will get spotted. And my money is on Dingo for...
Yeah, we have Bluck fanning out on Blue 4. They might, I don't think they're going to run into each other, though. There's just too much distance here. If Op 4 looks north, though, maybe Dingo will catch those guys out of position, but you don't want to have your marksman this close.
Nope. Nope. Come on.
We could have first contact here. Oh, look at Bluck and Dingo. Literally, if they were just turned to each other's left or right, this is why you always want to keep your head on a swivel in Friday night fights.
60.
Now, what could be really devastating is a Blue 4 kills both marksmen and takes their marksman rifles, and then they have 4 marksman rifles. That... Ooh. Oh, I'm getting jitters just thinking about it.
They're walking right past each other. They're within, like, fucking 20 meters. Come on.
Blue 4 found a decent route for those
There we go.
APVs.
Marco spotted legs. Here's first contact.
Yep.
And legs is down.
Bluck now running down. He's running towards the source of the shots. Grenade getting thrown.
Bluck throwing it at friendlies.
Dingo getting knocked out. Fred is going to hang back, try to pull back. Yeah, right?
Dingo got insta-killed.
Headshots, man. They're deadly.
And Fred hightailed it out of there before Dingo.
Yeah. I'm worried about Blue 4's APCs, though. I think this is too deep for him. I think they got dissuaded by the car drowning.
One of the cars just drove straight across. They're going. Or is there another APC somewhere else that you're looking at?
The southern ones. Not the little river. Yeah, they can easily make that, but yep, they did cross to the north. AT's turned back in that direction, possibly hearing the engine of that vehicle. Looks like
APCs aren't going to make it across there.
No, yep, they don't want to go that deep.
They went in just a tiny bit, turned around and said, Moxie's asking if he needs to yeet the VOD before he leaves.
Yes, please do. I will upload the VOD as soon as I can. Like, after it ends, I'll put it to Liru Shenanigans. Excuse me, Liru's VODs, but because of the few things we talked about, yeah, I want to get rid of that. So anyway, Nubas, excuse me, he gets the double tap. We might see Marco. Yes, Marco's grabbing the marksman rifle. That's what we want to see. And now, Blue 4 has a guy dismounting, trying to find a shallow spot for these APCs to drive. It is possible, if they go left of this car and then take the shortest route which other infantry used, they should be able to do that. But I do like how they're checking to make sure things don't get drowned out here.
Here we go. And Fred's down.
Fred just got spotted and taken out by Gotland. Gotland, another strong PvP player. But yeah, all right, there go the marksman rifles for Blue 4. Excuse me, Op 4. And now Op 4 is going to be at a little bit of a disadvantage here, but only if... Actually, what am I saying? Blue 4 has it because they already have 2 based.
Someone needs to grab that long-range backpack and just listen in on their comms.
Oh, definitely. But if I was Gotland, I wouldn't trade a marksman rifle for his M249. I would, looks like we have Fact of the Lawn coming up. He's going to take that marksman rifle. Yeah, baby. You want to steal those things when you can. Perfect. Now Blue 4 is going to have 4 marksmen, and in the open AO that is Terminal 1, and in the long range area where we have that group deployed on Haparasi, yeah, marksman rifles are going to reign supreme in doming those positions. On Patriot, look at Patriot. He is going to defend Terminal Site 2 by himself.
I think he's just on some sort of resupply duty or something, because he's just bringing shit back and forth between Terminal 1 and 2. Let's see if we can find where those cords got placed.
Go ahead and look at that. I'm going to watch Griffin and see if this Op 4 team catches those vehicles in an open field to the northwest of the AT's team, because that would be great. Olaf is looking right at that angle too, but there are a few trees in the way from that green pasture, so that might actually buy enough room for Blue 4 to reposition those Vics. How are you doing on those cords?
They're all dead. Look at the northern side where Oscar and Vet and Vito and all of them are. It appears that when they offloaded them, they died.
Yeah, so there's a glitch where if you load RHS statics and RHS vehicles, they break.
Yeah, but that got fixed. We've done it recently.
I know, but not for every vehicle.
Well.
Hooray!
That's gonna severely
Op 4
impact
has
that
a second disadvantage, but they could turn it around with Griffin and his Metis, and he could potentially get an APC kill. Meanwhile, massive Blue 4 platoon battle line going into Terminal 3. Unfortunately, Terminal 3 doesn't have anyone defending, but the Blue 4 marksman team is doing a great overwatching job of the road. Anyway, right behind T5 Bay, but in front of Killer is a red mushroom, and Killer is inspecting it. Noticing that, true to his namesake, that red mushroom could be used to poison somebody. But otherwise, let's see. Op 4 Island still reigning strong. Let me check on their trademark pending. It is still TM pending. Cool. And Terminal 2 is now empty as Patriot drives back into the Terminal 1 AO, making sure that there is no one in between Terminal 1 and Terminal 2. Iceberg, can you tell I'm stalling for time? Because I'm stalling for time. Iceberg has been eaten by a Yeti. More on that later. Anyway, Blue 4 is still moving through the forest, and Green 4 is still watching. Still watching. Olaf hasn't caught any of the Blue 4 guys out in the open just yet, looking at his first-person camera. He is definitely looking with that Vector. Might catch... Nope, he looks to the right. Looks further to the right. Olaf looking away. I guess he was paid off by Blue 4 not to spot them. Oh! Ooh, he just saw, yep, he just saw that one guy. So now he knows there are Blue 4 coming over this area, and hopefully he will be able to do something. So I'm willing to bet he has a radio. He is now telling other people in his team that there are dudes over here, and now they need to get that AT over. Looks like it is looking in that direction, and hopefully they will be able to take out a vehicle as it drives by. It looks like the car was ditched, but that APC is still back here. It's got a nice little bit of woodland camo on it, and we'll see how things go. Looks like another... Wow, no, the APCs didn't cross, so the APCs are going to come up this area, increasing Griffin's chances. No, Griffin's going to pull back! Griffin!
If they pull back to the ridgeline at Terminal 1, they'll have a better shot at killing stuff with the ATGMs and surviving.
Very true. I mean, from the bunker's position...
They need to not leave their truck there.
From that bunker, there's a massive open area that does go all the way to the edge of the map they could potentially use. So I just want to see that Metis get some good kills in, but... Oh, Blue 4 converging on Terminal 3. They gotta be careful, though. There are some deadly Russian forces that aren't even on my monitor, and they could potentially... I don't know. If you're Op 4 and you have a bunch of people on an island in the middle of nowhere with no chance of escape, you're gonna have a bad time. Looks like Vlash, excuse me, he's getting a good leg workout in. Actually, that's a good core workout. He has balanced his groin on the top of a rock, but it's also slanted, and yet he's still able to maintain this body image here. That just shows a really good core workout, but that means he's got some really good abs. I'd sleep on him like a pillow. And hopefully he is one of those guys that is also a human body heater, and that's the way you can have like a realistic warm thing to lay on, you know what I mean? Ice, you know what I mean. Actually, what am I saying? You're iceberg. Of course you don't know what I mean. You prefer it cold.
Actually, I like, the warm environment more.
That's fair.
Blue 4 is pushing into Terminal 3.
But you're not
nice
warm,
and
bird.
slow, but by now I'm sure they've noticed there isn't fucking anyone there.
Thinking for these videos, I'm going to start... I started recently putting up a little tab saying when the op would start. I'm also going to put up a tab to say when combat starts.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, because this has been 40 minutes of one little skirmish that Op 4 got dunked on. Patriot, meanwhile, he's back at Terminal 2 looking for his cigarettes. Or his dad, who said he'd go and get the cigarettes. But Unfortunately, Dad is not here, so Patriot is just stuck looking at vehicles. He is inspecting the wheels. Now, inspecting the wheels is a really important job. Actually, he's taking... No, he's not taking off a wheel. He's just walking around. I don't know what Patriot's doing. Patriot probably knows what he's doing, but instead he just took something. What's he doing? I thought he might have put something down. No, he took something for the truck, and now he's running away.
He'd be taking all the spare first aid from that shit and putting it in the gas and bringing that forward.
Very true, because he is a medic. Instead, he is now looking up on the perimeter to make sure there are no Yetis around his base. Oh, red spies too. That would be bad. But since he's the only one, I think it's safe to assume that there are no spies. But you got to be careful because spies can go invisible. Meanwhile, Blue Force still maneuvering. The 3 APCs still waiting. The massive...
in a pretty good position, except for the fact that there's a couple of trees in front of him that'll tank the ATGM and probably kill him.
So Royd Camper about to get on top of Terminal 3, but Twig Kane is really close by as well. I wonder who's going to get the hack first. Will it be Twig Kane, the guy that is Kane of Sticks with the long-range radio, making sure there's no OPFOR back here, or Royd Camper, the guy that hates campers, and I'm probably butchering his name? Who will win?
I mean, if we're not butchering people's names, are we doing it right?
I mean, Royd Camper 3. I mean, R-O-Y-D-E. I think that's Royd.
There isn't even any sort, like, they could have at least come up here and booby-trapped some of the objectives, but they didn't even do that with here.
Who needs tactics, Iceberg, when you can just tactical blob into the AO? Tactics. Oh, I agree. It's just, there's no update in here. Like, I don't know, since they know there's no boats coming in, why do they still have people on that island when they should be folding back to Terminal 2, in my opinion, to at least put a garrison on that? Wait, there is a machine gun firing. The machine gun is firing into Terminal 3, except it's losing most of its muzzle velocity on the shots, as it's getting there.
That will delay the entire force.
Oh my gosh, a machine gun firing from a kilometer away. God, it feels like the Middle East again.
Literally is a kilometer away, though. 960-ish meters.
We're being shot at. What do we do? APCs have pulled around. Griffin, I guess,
gonna have a shot on him.
Missing the mark.
Take it then. It's just up. It was just outside of his view range.
Yeah.
The trees blocked it.
So APCs flanking around. You can faintly hear the engine. But not on the OPFOR positions. If they were about 50, 100 meters closer, actually, they'd hear them. So, let's see. Are there anyone in these APCs to do a rear attack? No. It is just, 3 vehicles that are going to go do their own thing.
The squads with their RPGs with 1 spare shot.
Maybe those 2 APCs will flank around and hit Terminal 2. Oh my gosh, Patriot is back. He has all of the vehicles tied together. Is there some sort of explosive trap in play? Maybe. Possibly. No, I don't know. Hey, medics can have explosives. By the way, Terminal 3 is being hacked. OPFOR has a minute and 15 seconds to take the terminal back, but I don't think it's gonna happen because this closest guy is a ways away.
Correct. He just put all the vehicles together and placed a satchel charge between the tires of the center vehicle.
Between the tires where?
The center vehicle rear tires on the right.
Right side. I don't see it, but I will assume... Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one.
Meanwhile, the APCs are completely flanking around to the rear.
I don't see this charge. I'm blind, but I'll take your word for it. We're going to see a big boom. Okay, Patriot will do his best to become a Patriot. APCs are flanking around. I'm willing to bet they're going to go to Terminal 2 while that one APC stays there and helps that Blue 4 flank advance. Meanwhile...
The machine gunners are still firing.
We're
More
waiting.
specifically, Risen Kill, one of our dudes. It's just firing blindly over there because their squad lead probably
Did you
told them
guys
to.
add code in mode when they are in game if you enter to your stream, Twitch stream, to get them kicked? What? I think I just had a stroke. I hear beeping.
Yeah, the terminal just exploded.
And there's an explosion. You know what this means? It means Blue 4 is 1/3 of the way done with this mission. And what I'm going to argue is one of the slowest ops I've ever seen. But that's okay.
This
Meanwhile,
AO
Blue
is
4...
also massive.
Yes, Blue 4 is taking pot shots at the one bunker on the hill. The APC is also joining. AT fired, though. Hits the APC. And the APC is still drivable. Looks like the turret's disabled, though. I'm not seeing any movement on it. And...
Turret's down.
Yep.
Where'd that ATGM come from? I didn't see him.
So looking inside, not really seeing much. They're going to push that vehicle back up. Not seeing any movement on the turret, so it's definitely down.
Well, it's red on the little compass thing. So...
How do you see the little compass thing? Oh, you're right. It's right inside. I am dumb. But that's okay.
I can't remember if it's always red, but...
I think it would be blue otherwise. So that means they, I think they got a turret hit, even though I thought it hit the side armor, but...
It looked like it hit straight in the front, but either way, they're pulling back. Someone popped smoke on it.
And Blue 4 is now pushing that massive southern platoon down to Terminal 2. The other two APCs, meanwhile, are in the rear, I guess waiting in reserve. Probably eating ice cream. What do you think they're eating?
Beef stew? MRE, possibly?
I see. Anyway, Op 4, we're finally seeing some real combat here. A bunch of tracer fire going back and forth. We have one man down on Blue 4. It's Rory. Because of course it is, and I don't know how Blue 4 is going to maneuver here.
Red 4 got caught out in the open, probably shot by friendly.
Yeah, looking at that arc, that is entirely possible, and since he's going forward, yeah, he might have gotten shot, but where the blood is, it's a little to the right, but who knows?
Galil trying to lob a grenade over there.
Oh yeah, it's going. It's going. It was about 150 meters short, but it was going.
It was halfway there. I'll give that to him.
Oh,
250 meters short, to be exact.
We're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Was that what you were going for?
No.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No, the machine gunner for Blue 4 is a MG3 or MG42. Never paid attention to that.
Wait, for Blue 4?
For Blue 4.
So US guys are fielding MG42s. Interesting.
No one ever said that they were US, though.
True, very true. It's German invasions. Usually I see the MG42 used as the independent faction machine gun, so that's interesting enough. But yeah, you're hearing that fire going up. They're definitely firing up on that hill. Looks like someone is on Jaska's body trying to get some medical down on him. He does have a medical satchel, and he decided not to medic him. Okay. There's a lot of long-range engagements here with machine guns. I'll be curious to see how Blue 4 kind of maneuvers around and when they field in those APCs. Also, Op 4 looks like one guy at Stray Dog deciding to go for a swim. Meanwhile, the rest of his dudes still on this hill. Not hill, the frickin' island. Oh, man.
The APCs are now moving around again, the two of them. They're running into
Sorry,
each
guys,
other
there's
to
just
be
not a
more
lot to
specific.
commentate here, you know? Rounds have been a little on the slow end. Round 2 was exciting, though.
Machine guns trying to duel.
Duel at range, you know, but
just outside of their effective range, but.
yeah, it's not going to do that much. Galil firing another mini mortar, and it lands this time about 150 meters short, give or take.
Yeah, that's not gonna land anywhere near.
So by the way, the medic abandoned Jazka thinking he was dead, but now the demo specialist is doing medical on him. So, I mean, we did see Patriot take explosive charges and make a trap at Terminal 2, so I think there's been a role switch here. A glitch in the matrix, if you will. Also, Patriot, he's lessened the effectiveness of his explosive trap, and I still don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it appears the APCs are finally coming back around to check out Objective 2, though. So,
oh yeah, recon. Meanwhile, Stray Dog being a stray dog is still swimming.
Patriot's gonna get knocked out by those two APCs. Stray Dog is swimming straight towards Twig King and Arcor.
By the way, 15 minutes have gone by, and there hasn't been a 15-minute warning down, so this could be a full hour long. Which means we'll see the 15-minute warning come on in another 10 minutes. And hopefully something will happen.
It does kind of suck for Blue how the smaller force is the one attacking from the terminal, which is... yeah.
I mean, looking at that AO, though, just from the map, I can understand why they think that. Especially since, you know, Terminal 3 from the map's POV in that town looks more defensive on the map, and then Terminal 2's in an open field, so you would assume it's built up on fortifications. So Blue Force plan was to hit the two what they thought were the harder objectives of what Op 4 would defend, you know, trying to even out the amount there, but it just did not work out for them, and now we just have a lot of maneuvering on foot going on. But again, everyone wants to play this cautiously, so it's going to take them a hot second. Meanwhile, we have Arcor and Twig King coming up. They might catch Stray Dog out of position.
Take a look at the pro moves Patriot's doing, though.
He's chilling in the truck, isn't he? Yeah, he's chilling in the back of the truck, and he's closed the flap. Oh! I love it.
APCs are just going to roll right the fuck
I love
back.
it. That's hilarious.
Uh-oh.
I don't think, unless they pull the APCs by those explosive traps, I don't think anything's going to be done.
He still has any explosive traps in there. I can't find them if they're still there.
APC's just driving right in. I mean, we're about to see it because Snow's about to initiate the terminal hack if there was an explosive trap. Also, Stray Dog going right past Twig Cane and Arcor.
Oh, no.
Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at Arcor and Stray Dog real quick.
Capture it. Capture it.
Arcor just saw Stray Dog's movement. He's walking right up to do an execution, but Arcor... they just traded. So Twig King's gonna double tap Stray, pick up Arcor. Oh, that's funny. So Vix got pulled out of there, suspecting a possible explosive trap. Snow has, he's gonna initiate the hack, and we're gonna see if those Vix explode. Patriot gets out. No, he just changed seats.
Yeah, that's all he's been doing is just changing seats.
He opened the back flap just to look at the Vix.
And there goes the demo, and it did
nothing.
Whole big fat nothing.
If anything, he should have put those Vix right next to the building with the terminal, so that way we would have taken that out. At least he would have gotten Snow wounded. The Vix are now firing into Patriots! He's switching seats to try to avoid it! There goes another Vic! Oh, Patriot goes down!
I don't know if they ever even noticed that vehicle until then. I'm kind of...
Oh my god!
I mean, it isn't like, there was no one...
That's hilarious! Patriot will... Oh no, he's down again! They're checking all the places where the explosive guy would be. I find that hilarious.
Red 4 Island is still, you know, perfectly fine. Or Op 4 Island, whatever you want to call it.
So I think Blue 4, they're not putting the APCs down. They're going to start picking up their guys and maneuvering around just to ferry guys to the front, and then they're just going to do a pincer movement on the last area. So now Snow needs to run out of this structure, get picked up by the APC, and these guys need to go.
Snow just needs to run.
I loved how Patriot was just panically switching seats to try to avoid the machine gun fire. That was beautiful.
He should have hidden like under the vehicle. Oh, I heard an AT shot.
Menace round just fired. I think it's gonna go for the APC.
Nope, it missed because they started suppressing him.
Oof. Seeing some ricochet rounds going up, but now basically Blue 4 needs to get mount. We're seeing a squad mount up in the APC. They're gonna pincer out Terminal 1 last. We're gonna see the 15-minute warning come up in 4.5 minutes. And even though we got about 20 minutes left, if Blue 4 isn't quick to maneuver here, they could still get it stalled out for time.
Well, now they're able to get the infantry loaded up in the APCs that have flanked literally around the
yeah, literally to pick them up.
To pick them up, and then they can push them in on the rear of Terminal 1, and there is an entire area not even covered. If they just come in straight from the east.
Oh yeah, no, a big weakness in Op 4's lines because they're not going to be expecting something like this. I'll be curious to see if they try to redeploy units to focus on that angle. Looks like they are, actually. We see a pretty, where Daru, Severe, Ode, and Emonen's positions are. Look at all the trenches they've dug, and they blend in really well.
For some reason?
That is Op 4 asking Blue 4 in flares if they wish to surrender. They're just trying to blind the enemy.
Cyrus just launching flares for the hell of it, I guess.
Yep, Josiris just firing them up to blind the Blue 4. Yeah.
It's not like there ain't shit else going on.
So Mountain's trying to drive a Gaz over to pick up the dudes on the island. I don't think, maybe if he went a little to the left, there's some shallow spots, but that's risky. I don't think he's going to be able to get it.
There are plenty of shallow spots, but there's plenty of deep areas between. They're not going to make that.
Yeah, they're going to need to swim it, which is risky, but honestly, they need to just start that swim now before Blue 4 completely repositions.
We'll see. This is gonna come down to the seconds.
Blue 4 is going to have a massive push around because they picked up a lot of their force. I'm willing to bet they're going to go on the top right of the Terminal 1 site, which would be northeast, and just kind of converge on the damn thing, like from all sides, to really test Op 4's resolve. They know that Op 4's entire force is over there, minus maybe a few guys because they did get that machine gun spray from earlier, but they're just going to have to kind of evenly try to find the hole in Op 4's lines and move from there. So we're seeing the APC that took AT firing some shots out. Looks like they were able to repair the turret.
And there goes an ATGM again. And it hits a tree. That was the last ATGM.
Big oof. Yeah, that turret is definitely still active. I'm seeing it swivel around, so that's unfortunate. I know the Metis can be a little hard to aim, but...
That should be the last ATGM. It might not be. That was 3. I'm not sure how many they get. Actually, it wouldn't surprise me if they got more than 3, considering there's 3 APCs.
Yep, another ATGM shot was just fired. Yep. And I don't see... I don't see another weapons team, so...
God damn, those APCs can take a hit.
Oh, yeah.
T5 Bay and Killer pushing up as
looks like that turret's disabled again. Nope, I just saw it swivel.
Hit on the front left side. You can see it on the, I guess where a quarter panel would be if it was a car.
Yeah, that's fair. And we have APCs charging in on Alpha's flank. RPG going out. Beautiful shot.
Track.
Just knocked the track out. Infantry quickly dismounted as Op 4 will be preparing a second shot here. Now we're getting some combat. Roy getting gunned down as he tries to leave. The machine gun's trying to cut out the infantry as they're dismounting. Second APC's pulled up, popping some quick smoke cover to try to conceal the movement of Blue 4 as they are panically popping smoke grenades going up to the forested area. I'm waiting to see Op 4's second shot here, but I think they're just too badly suppressed. And Monin, he's got a tandem heat warhead out. That thing's got to be ranged out differently, though, because it's a heavier warhead itself. Yep. But that was a great RPG shot.
This is the kind of push I was wanting to see happen.
Yep, there's 15 minutes remaining at the hour mark. Op4, I don't think they're going to win with all of these Blue 4 guys around, but if they can stall for that time, that should be okay. Meanwhile, we're seeing Op4 sending people back. They're keeping 3 dudes on the island. I think they have eyes on that last Blue 4 push that's coming around where Command G, B, and C are. And they're going to join this one large alpha push. But now that Op4 is being attacked in this pincer movement, I'm going to be curious to see who they commit to what sections here. As we also see Foxtrot push around as well. Yep. Looks like Roy just woke back up.
All of the people.
Yeah. We've got Op4 Alpha doing their best to pick off parts of Blue 4 Alpha coming up here. Yeah, just a lot of fire on multiple different sides. 14 minutes remaining. What I want to see, though, is if Blue 4 is going to try to maneuver a team at a different section here. Looks like Inmonum just tried to fire that tandem heat warhead. Unfortunately, missing. Way short because of the weight. Heavier warhead, it's going to fly less. And the machine gun power of that the Mare APC just, unfortunately, just cuts them to pieces. I'm looking at Slushy on the north firing at 2nd Platoon HQ and Foxtrot's position as they're maneuvering around the elephant grass.
One of the APCs just decrewed and said screw it. And you're pushing it on foot.
That's the one that was detracked, so I think they just burned all the ammo and now they're just going to join the fight. Meanwhile, I am watching the garrison on the island for Op4 is taking marksman fire from Arcor. Arcor, one of the Blue 4 marksmen, were just taking pot shots at him to make him disperse, but now I don't think those Op4 guys are going to be able to cross because Arcor will be able to just pin him out. And now you're seeing Op4 Alpha down to 4 guys holding against easily about 20. They just took Nobus out, but a good grenade throw on the flank of that trench manages to get a kill! Lucky Ricochet going into the head of one of them. Also injuring Akachi, butchered his name in severe. That was a great throw.
Come on, Darus. No, Darus doesn't have a machine gun. I thought he did. I didn't even notice Darus was behind friggin' cover due to these grad trenches.
Yeah, no, I love that grad trenches has added that. Unfortunately, Standards is now coming up. Might be able to get a few flanking shots. Takes out Roos on the side. Severe notices, trying to run around here. Unfortunately, he might get caught out of position by Pierce. Nope, he's going to be able to get this kill. Starts mag dumping into Standards, knocks him out. Pierce is now going to come around, catch Severe at mid-reload, and Severe goes down. And that is all of that flank coming in. 12 minutes remaining. Op4 needs to consider recommitting forces. Then again, they got another good defensive position here, but there is a major gap in their lines. Mountain, meanwhile, he is now playing an internal defensive game here. I don't see any charges, though.
Western defenses are being whittled away. We've lost Prosy, Galil, or Prosy, Slushy, no, who's that? Devenser and Jeb, sorry. And we also have Scandi Recon is just hunkered down over here.
RPG going just short, unfortunately.
Damn, the trenches that Scandi put down are pretty effective.
Pierce double tapping Severe.
The whole Foxtrot team over here that Blue pushed up, I don't think they've lost a single... Nope, they've lost one person. They're having a very effective assault.
Looking at the roster here, Blue 4, I'm only seeing like a handful of skulls compared to Op 4. At least has a third of their force down. Ay.
Op 4 could have done it, but...
I think Op 4 just invested their forces improperly, and that's what cost it for him. I'm looking at an Op 4 guy that had his left arm blown off. That sucks. Olaf is down. They just got to stall for 10 more minutes, but I don't see where that 10 minutes worth of stalling can come from. Maybe if Boston's small team could go around and flank that major push coming from the east. And then we also have Logan and Vlash. There was a third guy up here. He either disconnected or got picked off by Arcor. Arcor is coming in now, just abandoning that spot, but he could just lock down the rest of those guys. 10 minutes left. It's, geez, you know? Got Blue 4 Ash coming up, chucking some grenades in Op 4's position. Good grenade getting caught.
Right past his face.
Yep.
And hit the deck.
Op 4's lines are crumbling.
Infidel getting a headshot on someone's team leader, squad lead.
More grenades being popped up, but there's smoke, so I guess they're just trying to be used as shock value. Now you're having some Blue 4 guys, Twig, Bluck, Goatland, running up to try to get up on this bunker. Twig King might catch Griffin on position, but he just goes low enough.
Very confused as to what Infidel's firing at, but...
Firing at whatever's bad, man. Whoa, Spring just knocked out Goat.
Blue 4 is just surging
killed him.
from the east.
Yeah, no, this is the Blue 4 charge.
Nemesis sees it. He's just like, well, shit, what do we do?
Griffin trying to get a few kills in here. Twig is gonna notice him and get an easy one-shot headshot on the front of him. Gubbin, Gubbin waking back up. Noob coming around, killing the other Op 4 guy in here. Gubb on his own. Killer running up to get his namesake, misses him. Hudson catches Gubbin while he's medicing, and that is the entirety of the southern flank down. I don't know why Op 4 still has dudes back here that are waiting.
Just sitting there. They have
They're sitting there menacingly. Get out of there, SpongeBob. That explosive charge, by the way, if it were to go off right now, it would be perfect, but nope.
No, whoever has command of it is dead.
By the way, Hippie's gonna run up and get behind these Op 4 guys who are target fixated. He's gonna be able to get a massive amount of kills here. Takes out Lazzy. Chris turns around, also gets shot in the head. Vito tries to get him. Hippie getting 2 of those kills right there. Thwart trying to run up to get some shots. Grenade popped over. Vito trying to come up. Hippie managing to get all of them knocked out with him and a member of, nope, the APC suppressing as well. Op 4 is just getting cut down. They are getting cut down hard. They only got 1 defensive team out on the side. Now we're starting to see Foxtrot push in. I guess they're waiting for the other groups of Foxtrot to push in. They're going to be way late, Logan and Blash, unfortunately. Some Foxtrot guys coming in, but geez, Louise. Mountain, who...
Scandy, Recon, and the Mountain.
Yep, Mountain, the Op 4 commander here. He's going to stay put in this spot. Scandy Recon doing their best, but I just watched Flying Finn get cut down. Infidel's unconscious. Nemesis and Yanni doing their best to maneuver around. Oh my god, this has just been a slaughter. Hopefully, Op 4 Foxtrot can charge in and get a few kills, but how many guys are running up to here? Mountain's gonna have to channel his inner Audrey Otto at this point. Yanni has just died. Nemesis staying low, bandaging. This is just a slaughter. Soul, thank you for the 600 bits. Appreciate it. Dooley taking a moment to bandage outside. Mountain literally just gonna hold in here on his own, trying to watch the right door. Not a bad prediction. Gets him, oh my god! Gets it under the doorway and knocks 2 people out. Mountain doing his best to hold out. Oddball, however, running to the other entrance. Mountain getting the double tap kill under the roster there. And now his entire position's about to get suppressed because those bolts can penetrate that dome. Mountain now checking the other door, making sure he's okay. Smokes popped, an entire squad of Blue 4 coming out. Nemesis has been knocked out unconscious. Op 4 has managed to recapture one of these positions, firing in the back of Blue 4. But Blue 4 has so many guys that are about to swarm this spot. Can Mountain hold for another 6 minutes? I don't think so, but we can at least see how many guys he kills in the process. More grenadier rounds going out. Stander's body goes flying. Burt gets knocked down. And now Arcor running in with the pistol. I can't even catch the action. And it looks like Arcor has been knocked out. Mountain is dead. They're getting the hack on this building. It doesn't matter. 1 minute, 30 seconds remaining. Mountain gave it his all, but god damn, what did he end that with? One official kill.
I would like to point out you missed something absolutely hilarious as with the
He got more than that. He got 4 kills.
Stampy pushed their APC off of a cliff and landed
3 downs,
on top
3
of
kills.
the right camper and just fucking crushed him, and it was great to watch.
Amazing. Nemesis has been double tapped. We're seeing some blue. Nope, they're firing at the Russian forces coming in. It says Mountain only got 1 kill, but he got 3 unconscious marks and 3 kills. But it looks like the unconscious guys are waking back up.
The red guys coming in.
There's no way in hell they're gonna make it unless they charge in with that Vic guns blazing, but it's over.
They ain't making it.
It's over. Double taps going in on bodies. Logan running up, doing his best here, taking a shit ton of fire. He's dead. Yep. Vlash running down Serpentine style. 10 seconds remain. Banana Man running up, getting Vlash, and Tom doing his best to medic a dead body. And there's hack complete. GG to Blue 4. That was mostly a boring round, but the ending was pretty cool. And there is GG. Anyway, guys, NA will start in about an hour. I might sneak in a few rounds of Among Us and TSB before that starts. Look at all the tracers going up in the air. It's a light show now. But nonetheless, thank you so much for watching. Go operate operationally. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. I hope you join us for NA in an hour. Otherwise, cheers, have a good one, and see you soon.